from GEEK SLATE, but I believe Joy is still pretty much very prio, can go into the backline with ease. Just a lot of mobility tools, a lot of damage towards the backline, and once you snowball, there's nothing you can do about it. With the Vengeance too, or maybe in the jungle, it's just a different threat. If you're in the jungle, you can rotate pretty easily on the top, onto the top or bottom lane, so you can help the gold or EXP in a very fast fashion. But in the EXP lane, it's a whole different breed. It's a tanky nightmare, especially against a Beatrix, against those kind of marksmen that relies heavily on the physical attack, pure physical attack stats. That Vengeance and Plate Armor is gonna get you.
Well, the Joy, we talked about it a lot. I don't think it's only about how good the hero is, it's what composition are you inserting the Joy into. For GEEK SLATE, the fact that they used the Joy means that the EXP lane had no tankiness, had no crowd control that they can rely on the way they usually do with Luke. So with ONIC and EVOS, I believe they can still put it to great use depending on what their opponents have. Like you say, Trevin, if they put him in the jungle, the Joy can still definitely do a lot of damage and serve as an assassin, but we have seen the Joy being used in the mid lane as well. So both these teams, I believe, have used it. We'll see if it actually makes a showing, because right now, it is not banned just yet.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at the bans, right? It's heavily targeted towards that mid lane. Valentina, Farsa, Faramis, the prio mid laners has been taken out. EVOS Legends, again, ONIC asking a question here. Will you ban the Joy or will you leave the Yve out? Not really prio, but looking at the options left, I feel like Yve can definitely leave a mark to the opposing side. EVOS Legends here will take their time. Joy or Yve, it's gonna be the Yve. Again, leaving out, letting Joy out in that first pick, insta-pick. Remember, this is not GEEK SLATE. This can be Joy Jungler, which is just devastating.
And we have a comment from Coleus Arashi. ONIC is the strongest candidate to win MPL Indonesia Season 11 to defeat them. This season, other teams need a X Factor, and in this case, that X Factor might not be brands, might be other members of... Not gonna lie, man, I can't really take Adi seriously with that.
With the stickers. I mean, it's sure...
it's Adi.
It's a pretty fun side, honestly, showing his support for his players, I guess. Even though Coach Yeb is right there, right on his belly.
Look at the pose.
I wonder if the placement is intentional, by the way. No offense intended, but for EVOS right here, 2 picks. Will they try and get the Kaja? Will they try and get some suppression to ensure that Joy gets put under control? Because we talked about how Janna might not be comfortable on it, but now they go for the Mincetar and Fredrin, 2 very solid sources of crowd control.
A very good pick, right? I mean, EVOS Legends, they saw that Joy pick, and what's a good counter? What's a hard counter towards that Joy? It's going to be that Mincetar, right? Mincetar, once that King's Calling popped off, you can't really dash, you can't really size up, you can't even flicker. So perhaps that is going to be the challenge for the side of ONIC, who committed that Joy first pick. Let's see here the response though. Many still on the board. Perhaps I can give a hero for Sans first here. Yeah. Melissa and Lilia, I expect? But no, it's going to be the Kadita. Right? Kadita, very flex, can be put in the Keyboy's hands and also can be put in Sans' hands. Again, asking EVOS a huge question. What are you going to play in that mid?
Wow, like the Kaja is still open. I was gonna expect it's gonna be a Kaja pick and a mid lane pick from Age, just exhausting all the mid lane options from ONIC, but turns out that's not the case. But Age, he has to choose whether to pick the Kaja up, trying to deny, or trying to pick off this Joy with easier fashion, by the way. And Melissa is also very weak against a Kaja. We can see how Poloisky can utilize it to the utmost perfection. Even though it's in the losing position, always, somehow, some way he gets the pick off with perfect flanks. And you can see there, Kaja right away. Now EVOS, they have the chance to exhaust the mid lane pick and pick the mid laner first, so that ONIC... Wait, Kadira might go to mid. Sorry.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's what I said. It can be flexed towards the Sans, or it can be picked up for Keyboy. So now EVOS, they're asking a question, are you going to really ban the mid laners out? Because then ONIC will respond with a complete mage ban here. You know, the Lilia ban, Lunox ban. What are you going to play? Eudora?
Eudora. Interesting. I'm talking about crowd control. That could be an option if they really want to, but having the Lunox, right? We've seen good outfit potential being used to its full perfection. Having wave clear is definitely a big plus as well. But like you mentioned, Donnie, ONIC has the what if factor. in their hands. The Joy, by the way, can still very much go to the mid lane if ONIC really wants to experiment like that. So EVOS are the ones scratching their heads here. And eventually, the solution they came up with is to try and ban out the EXP lane instead. Because for EVOS, Psychots can do a lot of work, but so can Boots. And for ONIC, they've always tried to make sure that Boots is in a favorable matchup. That sets up the tone. That sets up the control around the map for that EXP lane.
Wow. I want to touch on the topic where you said Joy might go to the mid lane, but I really don't see that happening. It's Kaja, it's Mincetar, and if you pair up Joy and Kadira, it's not going to work because Kadira also needs someone that's going to feed you. And if you try to make plays by yourself, yes, that can happen, but it's going to be harder, man. Especially against a beefy frontliner in Kaja, Fredrin, and Mincetar. Presumably, he's going to build a tank build with a couple attack items like DHS maybe or a Grozen side. But EVOS, exhausting. The Boots pick here. Let's see what they're gonna go for.
Yeah, it can't be a Kai. I was going a little bit crazy there. They picked up the Fredrin,
I think they're gonna pick gold first.
I think they should have picked the gold first here, or they can't leave the gold.
Hide their cards.
But it's gonna be the Lunox here, securing a hero for Hijume. Not much options left here if you're thinking about the mid laners, right? ONIC now, what are they going to pick up? It's gonna be the Cupra for, of course, my boy, Keyboy. And let's see, hero here for potentially Boots, right? One hero that in the XP is good going up against the Mincetar, I must say, is the Terizla himself.
Terizla could work. The Yutong is available if Boots wants to do so. There's a lot of options available here. It all depends on how they want to approach this game. So far, they're really lacking the crowd control, so I think Terizla might work, but anyone that can provide an AoE knockup or AoE stun could be the option that ONIC will be looking at right here, because they require someone that can follow up on the main engage. It will be the Terizla, and for now, ONIC has secured 3 different ways to begin a fight, so EVOS really need to try and find solutions themselves.
But the gold lane pick has already been exhausted by ONIC. No Beatrix, no carry for Brands to pick, no 1-1-2, no Claude. So essentially 4 Brands towards this guy. Let's see if this Lunox. Maybe? Nah. But the only option here, as you said, Connie, might be the Brody, or maybe if you want to go crazier, Moskov is also an option, but we haven't seen Moskov pretty often here. But if worst comes to worst, like if that's the only option available, what can you do about it?
Yeah, I mean,
there is also an option, Lunox going to gold lane, but the thing is, no physical attacker there from EVOS Legends.
Yeah, I thought about APCs. I thought about maybe that gold lane, but yeah, you're right. Not a lot of physical if they really want to commit onto another magical hero in that gold lane. So they will somehow force to pick up that Brody. And composition-wise, I'm going to be honest with you, ONIC can take game 1.
Audience predictions shows that it's 67% compared to 33% for EVOS 2-1. But I feel like this helps. This is getting helped a lot by a lot of EVOS fans out there just trying to support your team. But objectively, I would say the results should be much more. But Arashi, this is a pretty tricky draft, right? The Joy getting caught it real hard, but you can see there Melissa might be getting easy time in the gold lane. What are your prediction?
I feel like for ONIC, yes, the Joy is quote-unquote countered, but you keep in mind that if you're the Kaja, if you're trying to shut down the Joy, you have to watch out for the Kadira. You have to watch out for the Terizla, right? Get him away from your gold laner, especially it's a Brody that's not really that mobile and is quote-unquote countered by Terizla with the penalty zone sucking him in and cancelling out the attack animation. So I think there's so many things to watch that ONIC can just overload and overwhelm the defensive posture of EVOS. I think if I have to vote for a team, I'm going to go with ONIC for game number 1.
Let's see. It seems like we are about to enter a pause first. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to stall a little bit here if we're talking about the game. So, let's talk about the compositions again, right? Joy, jungle. Kyrie played it in the regular season. He was unstoppable. Albert as well. Albert played the Joy jungle. Very good. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday, right? GEEK SLATE. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to point fingers, but it seems like Jana isn't too comfortable playing that Joy in the jungle. That's why they were somehow forced that Joy to be put on Luke.
That is one of the theories we've heard, and we have to agree. It was really a lot of logical benefits to Jana Cutie being put on that Joy, but GEEK were unable to capitalize. For now, we can only assume, but for you guys, if you want something more definite, you can use that promo code MPL date and bring your friend over and get to the venue, man. The fans are insane right now.
Yep, of course, MPL date. You have to come with your actual date, okay? Like
you and
don't come
Arashi?
with some like third party or someone that just
Third
met recently,
party,
so
wow.
Instead of
Yeah, we don't support cheating, all right?
cheating in game, cheating in real life, no. Goni, you know that?
But cheating in game is fine.
Maybe that's a
Why did
moral
you specify
question.
cheating in real life? Because cheating in real life and in game isn't good.
No,
we don't
when
condone
you're
that.
playing a single player game and you cheat, like that's morally fine, right? You're just
Is it though?
it is. Like you're just boosting your experience, Like, is it wrong, Connie? Is it wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, cheating in life, cheating in game, I feel like it's wrong. Both of them.
In game, what I mean is like when
In
you're playing a
relationship,
single player
in life,
game.
in
No,
workplace.
single player game. We're talking about single player game.
Single
not
player
MOBAs.
game.
Well, then you're not playing the game the way the developers meant it to be played, man. So I think you gotta respect that. And earlier, actually, we saw Coach Lionheart in the audience. A pretty, I don't know, pretty interesting person we haven't seen in a long time. But just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the Land of Dawn.
Land of Dawn, Game 1 between ONIC and as well as EVOS Legends. Who will set the tone here in the series? Let's wait and see. Let's see about the, well, item-wise and as well spell-wise and emblem, nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary except from France going for that killing spree instead of weapon mastery. We've seen yesterday Chatera going for weapon mastery one game and then switching up to killing spree instead. So France looking for more survivability instead of damage. You can see there Hijume already gonna deal a lot of damage, especially in the late game. So I like the choice here from the Branjet.
If you look at EVOS Legends though, you see that Psychots does have the tenacity emblem, so he is gonna be playing the role of one of the main engage tools, trying to survive as long as possible up in the front. And already the Litho gets contested, and for now, ONIC is just waiting. They're like really reading out their opponents right here, at least before level 4. Once level 4 rolls around though, there's more pickup potential for EVOS, but the teamfight potential from ONIC is definitely off the chart, so that is something that EVOS must respect.
Also, don't forget, this is a star-studded battle. 5 members of Indonesian representative in SEA Games will be playing in this match. Dreams, Psychots, France, Sans, and Kai. No, Keyboy, I'm sorry. I forgot Kyrie is Filipino. He's on his way to be Indonesian, guys. Don't worry.
Whoa,
hey.
Hold your horses there, Chef, and the Filipinos will definitely take note. But yeah, it's going to be a very slow-paced game here, 2 minutes in. Particularly to the mid-side. Keyboy now taking a lot of damage. Oh, he's no escape flicker though. Will not be enough as that last attack from Hijume will claim first blood for the White Tigers.
The Chaos Order damage is insane, but now ONIC has the advantage in setup, and they go for
Wow.
Taz.
Oh my god, Boots instantly deleted. Taz there, no follow-up. Kyrie will pick up the first neutral objective. Psychots trying to deal damage on towards Boots there. So technically it's 1-for-1 roamer for Taz, but then again, neutral objective collected by ONIC.
But ONIC though, very, very quick on the top uptake, knowing that they have the chance to actually take the turtle. Just Kyrie starting the turtle, but the synergy between Sans and Boots, knowing that he has the flicker and penalty zone, and right away, Rough Waves, goodbye, Fredrin Taz. Cannot execute the retry if he's not there.
Honestly, ONIC, everything they do is just so calculated. They know they want to go for the neutral objective, so they ensure that the enemy jungle is just not in the picture at all. So Taz has no way of actually trying to do anything in that particular situation. And if you took a big factor right here that's really concerning me is the fact that CW, he is not using the Jujutsu Kaisen skin, bro.
Oh.
He goes in though.
Flicker, Divine Judgment on towards Keyboy. Keyboy has no flicker. Sans jumps in, does not connect as Bronze will pick up the kill with the torn apart memory. Another kill on towards Keyboy there. It seems like Dreams, his setup is just to deny the roamer. ONIC, Keyboy now taken down twice.
Yeah, definitely something to watch out for because CW might be popping up.
Oh, he won a CW solo outplaying Brands and Dreams there. Even though without Keyboy, they thought, EVOS Legends thought that, yeah, Gold Lane will be a sure kill, but no. CW has that Inspire, and take a look at Sans with the Petrify connecting on towards Hijume, and that is more than enough damage to take him down with Keyboy. ONIC now answering back.
Wow, you'd think that Brilliant's gonna do something, but we're gonna see here Papulung is the lone wolf supporting the White Tigers. We're gonna go for ONIC. Thank you so much, but you can see there are a lot of CCs pouring on, and you can also use that ult from Keyboy to pretty much CC for Hijume to stop that Brilliance to actually kill him. Very, very intelligent from ONIC, knowing what to do in the right situation.
ONIC is just well known for being able to
To the backside, take a look at this Keyboy. A lot of damage taken. He will be taken down as Taz finds the neutral objective. EVOS Legends now with the response. Finally, with a good team fight, with a good initiation as well, he's able to find that neutral objective. Now it's a 1v1 here. Hijume and CW. Hijume though, taking a lot of damage, will not do business as Brands in the backside will try to somehow force that throw attack. Oh, Hijume forcing the order of brilliance rather, but it's still survive.
God, CW, like we've memed this guy a lot for Melissa and 1-1-2 Drake Pony, but if you're on Melissa and you're actually good at it, what can you do? Just use it. And you actually win on lane, win in 2v1 situation. My goodness, this guy's a monster.
Whew, he just knows, man. He has the Inspire, and that is something that EVOS Legends don't seem to respect. They try and go, and without understanding that Melissa in the all-in situation is just so much more deadly than a Brody. And the numbers advantage, yes, it helps you out, but with the models, this Melissa, this is what makes her so dangerous right here, being able to do damage to so many members at the same time. Looking at the items, already a Corrosion Scythe completed, and going for a bit more lifesteal here. It seems to be a Demon Hunter sword being built up. Looking at the Mansitar and the Fredrin, there seems to be a lot of tankiness. He wants to burst through, but Kyrie makes a play right here and forces that brilliant order.
Yeah, it seems like here just to force that skill out. And it seems like item-wise as well here, both gold laners here farming up well. Brands is basically equal, right, gold-wise with CW. Nothing much though, right? ONIC and EVOS now equal rounds.
Well, it's equal, but at the same time, it's a Brody against a Melissa. So if you're going equal on a hero that you picked up to try and be aggressive in the early game, this is not ideal, but Dreams goes in.
Flicker Divine Judgment on towards Boots now, 3v1. Penalty zone on towards Hijume, flickers away, and Brands pick up another 200 gold. And that is a good sign if you're a White Tiger fan.
That's the cheesy lineup from Brands and crew, knowing that he has not had a good time against a Melissa. He rotated down bottom and actually going to take this bottom lane turret. My goodness, Psychos. Goodbye, Keyboy with another setup. ONIC almost equaling on kills.
That's just so aggressive coming in from ONIC, but it's the right time as well. The turtle just spawned right here, and Taz, he is just not tanky enough. Just set in front and take that DPS coming from CW. Without Psychots in the picture, the engage tool isn't available as Keyboy charges it up. He goes in!
Yeah, catching one there. No clear follow-up damage though. Kyrie finds the last turtle, and take a look at Sans. Take a lot of damage, but the penalty zone finds Sil. And say bye-bye to Dreams. Say bye-bye to Taz in minute number 7. ONIC stepping out the gas. Perhaps they want the mid-side here. Is this too greedy? Psychots, Brands, Hijume trying to defend. Keyboy charges will not commit onto it just yet, as they are able to defend that mid-side for now.
Once again, the synergy between Sans and Boots, knowing what to do at the right time. 2 knockups, but Keyboy might be eyeing for another siege. He's starting up.
Yeah, the mid-side, another target. King's Calling popped here. Order of Brilliance popped. Sans in the backside, trying to find a member. Bonaparte Memory popped as well. Again, a successful defense there in that mid-side. EVOS Legends and ONIC, they're again very, very even.
Make sure you guys get out the free hero skin with every item collaboration with the UBS Gold promo right here, guys. There's just so many unique merch available, so make sure you don't miss out on that promo. But now, speaking of gold, 1.2k lead for ONIC. This means that EVOS Legends need to be very wary on how they want to approach these team fights. They've been comboed once. They need to make sure that their spacing is perfect, because compared to ONIC, their team can really do much better if they're separated from each other, right? The only time they really need to come together is when Dreams goes for the Divine Judgment. So whenever he goes for that, the team needs to recognize the second objective here. Yes, burst down the guy being pulled in, but also make sure that we don't get engaged on afterwards.
Seal play from side of EVOS Legends here does not find anybody, doesn't really connect. ONIC with the read as well here, defending in that inner turret. And it seems like here now, ONIC, they are the ones picking their battles. They realize that EVOS Legends, they're missing on the map, so you do not want to really overextend it. You do not really want to commit on towards anything here before perhaps gathering more info.
This is 15 seconds-ish before the Lord spawns, so this is the right moment for teams to try to go for a pickoff. So you can see both these teams trying to scout for information. EVOS has a bit of a lead here, but Boots is the target to jump on, not exactly the squishiest member. And you can see the retaliation coming from CW. A lot of resources being used, especially the King's Calling. So now ONIC has free reign to just jump in and use that mobility.
A little too premature there on that King's Calling, but take a look at the Lord now. Oh, enemy zone! Combined with the retribution, Kyrie finds one, Fiery finds the double as Brands now was knocked up. No clear damage though, but CW is there. And take a look at the backside, Keyboy finds another kill. Psychots now the next casualty as CW claims the double. ONIC now claims the Lord and winning the team fight.
The King's Calling is very, very costly. Lord and 4 members of EVOS Legends gets taken down, and ONIC just has to snowball the heck out of it. This is looking like another deja vu from the regular season game.
They just didn't expect it, man. Everything happened so quick and it just happens like that. Kyrie will be able to steal away the purple buff as well, and look at the control here. ONIC already waiting for the next opportunity. They need to fight S5, there's no way. You saw that Psychots, as tanky as it is, he didn't get to use a single spell, didn't get to use a single basic attack when every single crowd control from ONIC is chained perfectly. With the Lord coming in right here, you need to be aware of where everyone is. Keyboy is in the bushes, he is not showing on the map at all.
They're not looking good for the side of EVOS Legends now. Inner turret to the mid side, trying to be defended by the side of EVOS Legends. Will they be able to? It seems like for now they will not. It will fall. Bot side inner turret will be taken down, as well as all of the inner turrets will be taken down. The one good thing about this is the magic sentry play can be the arsenal here for the side of EVOS Legends.
Also, you're missing out on high mechanical gameplays from ONIC. If you're not coming here to the venue in GXBO D2 Hall Arena, don't forget to buy it on Bleebly. You can scan the QR code just now, just rewind it. But of course, ONIC looking to end the game as fast as possible. Well, I mean, if they actually go for the late game composition, they still win it out anyway. And I want to ask you a question, Arashi. Like, in late game, once Boots has the flicker, like, is there any way for EVOS to actually retaliate?
You just have to make sure that everyone can't really follow up at the same time. If he goes in alone, that could be, you know, you can still counter-engage it, right? Send Taz to stop everyone with the big 4-man taunt maybe. That's a possibility, especially because you can see the items right here. CW is going for that full glass cannon build, so if Dreams is able to land a huge Divine Judgment, there is a chance for Hijime or Brands to burst him down, and we've seen EVOS on the receiving end of such a play. They have picked up that strategy from GEEK, SLATE, from Beloyski. This is something they're looking for right now, but ONIC with the penalty zone, with the Kufra just blocking everything, it's just so difficult for them to match the potential ways to engage if they're only relying on this Kaja.
Oh, no Dreams? Okay, didn't get spot down, but Keyboy
Conceal play now on the backside. Keyboy and Boots. Keyboy charges, will not catch anybody. Hijime in the backside trying to be cheeky.
Oh!
Not yet. Yeah, ONIC did not really figure that one out. Hijime was isolated practically. Only if Hijime showed there, it's gonna be messy for side of EVOS Legends. But it's another reset here. The Lord that is enhanced now has spawned. EVOS though, they're very, very early to the party here. Behind at 7,500 gold, it seems like it doesn't phase them.
Well, they are early to the party and too early because the waves are pushing in the top side. That is what ONIC was looking for, even though they were unable to get a kill. They have the pressure right now and they're using it, and they can just draw this out as long as possible. And keep in mind the level difference. Kyrie, already level 15 against Taz, level 13, and Keyboy, he sees an opportunity right here. He goes for it. It does not land, but it does zone everyone from EVOS away from the Lord.
It seems like here it's another reset. EVOS will not commit on towards anything just yet here. Yeah, they will decide to, again, just back off and defend that top side. ONIC, though, will claim the Lord comfortably.
intelligent play from ONIC, knowing that slow push in the top lane. Brands has to go back to clear the lane and get the gold. Get as much gold as possible towards your damage dealer, towards the Brody. But at this time of the game, it's almost 10k gold lead, 9k gold lead for ONIC. Things are looking very bleak for EVOS Legends, especially with this kind of composition. It's hard to actually make the Lunox pop off because you need also a good setup for a Lunox to work. If it's a Yeef, if it's a good high ground hero, it might be a different case, but in this time, it's a burst dealing damage mid later.
Look at the items, only a Genius one on top of the Clock of Destiny Lightning Truncheon combo. That's great and all, but look at Terizla, look at Kupra. Already the Athena shield is available, so you can't really burst down. You can kind of do DPS, but at this point, you're competing with a late game full build Melissa, so that in itself is not really a realistic solution.
Seems like Kaja and Lunox is trying to look for a flank there, so yeah, the combination of Hijumi and as well as Dreams here looking for an opening in the backside. Sans. Oh my god. Yeah, conceal play. There you go. The suppression connects and he gets taken out. A good read. Hijumi though flickers out of the way. Kyrie, take a look at the damage forcing in the order of brilliance in the back front side though. Boots gets caught in that King's Calling. He can not escape as he will go down for 35.
Well, looks like my question is answered. That's how you win fights for EVOS Legends. Getting a good flank with Dreams, with the Kaja with Divine Judgment, catching Sans out of nowhere. If you were to actually react a bit faster there, that would have been a different story for ONIC, but at this time, EVOS has the W and they're looking for more.
Oh my god, Flicker hook there, does not connect. T-Boy though, in the front side here, a lot of damage taken. Immortal will be popped now. Will they commit more? Flicker is away as a torn apart memory does not connect on towards the roamer there. ONIC, who had a lead almost 8,000 earlier, now down to 6.5. EVOS Legends, slowly but surely here, responding back.
ONIC, man, they just made a bit of a mistake. They lost Sans initially, and then Boots, as well as everyone, essentially just keep jumping in to try and salvage the situation, but they've already lost one member, so they just kept funneling, and as a result, even I believe Boots was yanked into the base by Psychots with the hook. So for ONIC, they just have to stop making those kind of mistakes, right? Losing one member is fine at this point. As long as it's not happening during a lord take, everything's fine. Now with 17 seconds, you can see that they're playing a lot more cautious, grouping as 5, trying to get the wave clear and possibly going for a conceal play right after this. They can get one of the main engage tools from EVOS or take that Retribution, kill the Fredrin off before the Lord is even part of the equation. They can go for something here, but EVOS, learning from their mistakes, are pressuring the top side of the map.
Yeah, they really want to push that far lane here. But take a look at the Lord now, down to 20,000 health. Will Taz commit on for a contest? Ron's taking the inner turret, but take a look at now, the Lord will be completed. But Sans in the backside there, trying to 1v1 Brands. Will he succeed? No. T-Boy, take a look at him. He will not be able to escape. This is one no immortal for him this time. Boots now in the King's Calling, trying to do the damage on towards Reeves, but in the backside, it was CW dishing out the damage. Kyrie, though, manages to solo Brands off camera, and is ONIC again on the offense.
Wow, I feel like Brands tried to pull off a Benny, but ONIC with that perfectly, just sending Sans alone on that top side, reading it out perfectly, and almost taking them down. Unless with the flicker there, he would have died from the rough way.
Oh, flicker penalty zone on towards Zero. No clear damage though, no casualties, but Hijime now, without order, will not be able to survive. Sans picks up the kill. In the backside now, Psychos taking a lot of damage, Faust the Immortal, but it's gonna be the base now to expose an ONIC Esports. They strike first in this series.
Decisive. Dynamite detonate on EVOS Legends as they take a 1-0 lead over the White Tigers. ONIC, it's looking like it's definitely their series to lose, 1-0. And that's decisive. It's kind of an understatement, right, Rashi? In draft, in gameplay, it's a gap in a lot of things. And, you know, it's deja vu again. It's not much of a stomp compared to before, but in this case, it's still a W, a very, very good W for ONIC.
It's more than just a good W, man. They were able to get a great draft. They were able to execute the game plan without any trouble at all. There was that one hiccup in the late stage of the game, but even then, they ensured that the most critical members are always in good hands. And honestly, with the draft just so good for them, they were actually able to work around all the crowd control by being the aggressor from the side of ONIC. So it's just a solid game plan from the coaches and solid execution. The coordination between the coach and the players here is absolutely phenomenal.
I completely agree with you. I mean, both, well, EVOS Legends, nice try, right? But it seems like ONIC, they were just too clean with it. You know, very sharp, you know, from the drafts even. EVOS Legends, they were trying to replicate their somehow approach going up against GEEK SLATE, letting the Joy go. But this is ONIC we're talking about, right? It's not, it will not fall to the XP. It will definitely, most definitely fall to the jungle. And this is what a Joy jungle can do to you. Dismantle you. Slowly, but just so deadly.
Yeah, the dynamic duo of Adi and Yep prevails over EVOS, and you can see their Boots also a lot of penalty zone towards the best target possible, and in the end, it's always Boots that starts the team fight. It's always Boots that set up for Sans to make the best play possible. I feel like this guy might be the front runner for MVP in this match, Rashi, but we'll see it in the future.
Oh man,
Wow.
The fact that they can rely on Boots to be the main engage tool means that by default, Kibo is always in position to re-engage, to counter-engage. So they just made sure that EVOS was playing along with their game plan, and it really worked out. I mean, every single time there was an objective, the timing, if you pay attention for ONIC, is always impeccable. Something's about to spawn, something, some area needs to be contested. That is where they go and find those big plays, and which is why they know that the rewards are there. That's why they are willing to invest so many things. A flicker, 2 flickers even, depending on what is on the table. And then afterwards, I think for the side of ONIC, having a Melissa against all these tanky heroes is just so good. At one point, a single auto basic attack from CW was able to chunk Taz down by 2,000 HP. One hit. That's one hit. 2,000.
Question: Can you be sure? Can you be exact? Was that a critical, or was it just a basic critical or basic
I think there's
attack?
another damage that goes in aside from CW.
No,
because
no,
this is a Trinity build.
Yeah. What?
This is the corrosive side.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Demon Hunter Sword, you do percentage max
Yeah.
HP damage, and with Taz stacking the HP, that was a lot.
Yeah,
it
that
was
was a lot.
when Taz was backing away and CW just hitting. I was like, wow, that's a lot of damage.
On
And you
towards
heard me
the
go
fence.
like,
A lot of damage.
ouch. Like what? That doesn't seem legal, honestly. But yeah, the team fight was just so solid. And unfortunately for EVOS, right, they were only able to get a victory if they're able to get behind ONIC. But with so many tools available, they just were unable to do so. So if they want to try and match ONIC in the, I don't know, in the aggression, they need to find the right tools, right?
Yeah.
Get some winning lanes, because Psychots, he wasn't doing that bad, but compared to Boots, right, he just was not having the same kind of impact.
Well, the weird thing is, Arashi, like I've seen a lot of setups, objective setups for ONIC Esports. ONIC, actually, they're actually the one who starts the total most of the time, and it's weird. Why? Because they have Lunox and Kaja in the mid lane trying to clear the lane for EVOS. Compared to Sans, most of the time he's alone trying to clear the lane after EVOS clears it, which means like the bush owning is usually EVOS's game, but it's always Kyrie who starts the agenda. And you can see here the itemization. Look at that, Arashi. 2 Twilight Armors from Keyboy and Boots. Remember, it's patched to the old passive.
The old passive that reduces the max amount of damage you can take in one sitting, essentially. So it makes sense against the burst damage of EVOS Legends, and it definitely paid off, because for the most part, even if Boots and Keyboy gets taken out, it takes way too much time. Like we mentioned, at that point, Brands isn't trying to burst down members, he's trying to deal DPS, and he's competing against a Melissa, against Kyrie on the Joy as well. And it's just way too much DPS if you're trying to calculate it that way. And on the point of the Joy, yes, Kyrie had a stellar performance here, 5-0 and 4. But I might argue that in the grand scheme of things, if Kyrie was on any assassin or even a fighter jungler, it would have been the same outcome. As long as you can provide the same kind of damage, because at every point, it's not about Kyrie stealing the neutral objective using a retribution, right? He was already set up for success because Boots was zoning Taz away, because the whole team was able to one-shot Taz, sorry, before the objective was even contested. So with that strategy from ONIC, it was just a very clean objective take every single time. Looking at the stats here, the rich guy and the carry is going to be CW on that Melissa. Keep in mind, this game wasn't that drawn out. 81,000 damage. That Melissa damage against tanky members like the Mincetar and the Fredrin is definitely something that teams need to try and be aware of, right? If they want to go against the Melissa, maybe pick high armor, less HP based heroes.
Perhaps that could be the approach. But my goodness, Dreams though in a loss, still 100% KP.
Whoa. Well,
Eight total kills though.
right?
It's not
But
like 2, it's not like 3, it's 8. So he contributed quite a lot there.
yeah, the difference between EVOS and ONIC though, Dreams is the only engage tool. Maybe with some of the hooks that Psychos lands, but there's
Apart
no
from
hooks.
that.
we haven't seen that many hooks in that game, but
Not that
in case for
significant,
ONIC, you're gonna go in with Keyboy, just charging on the first
Sans.
kill. Sans, maybe he can find a single flank, like a solo kill. Might be happening, but Boots is definitely the MVP for those kind of team fights. He's just going in with the flicker. So, ONIC, there's just too many ways for them to actually set up for success. Meanwhile, EVOS has to rely on Dreams to set up.
Well, in fact, the only time where EVOS was able to find success is when there was a mini engage. Essentially, whenever Psychos was able to get a hook in and then lock someone down with the King's Calling, that is the only time they're able to get anything of value. Any other engagement, began by Taz or by Hijime even, it just never works out. Looking at the gold graph, it's all slow and steady for the side of ONIC. They just know what they want to take, what they're willing to trade for it as well. And once they see they have an advantage, they keep going for it again and again. And honestly, it's just so clean and calculated. At every point, if you see them start grouping together, moving towards a direction, you can look on the map and just see what exactly is the target. And that's just a very difficult playstyle to deal with if you're not also as calculated going up against ONIC. Speechless, huh?
Very speechless, Arashi, because what else is there in game 1?
I think the draft, it's definitely important. But again, having a Mincetar, right? You're playing a lot more defensive and reactive. The reason why they're unable to actually be more proactive in their engagements is because they're trying to save some spells to ensure that Kyrie, the MVP by the Samsung Galaxy A34, A54 5G on that Joy, does not have free reign. He was doing a lot of burst damage towards all the backline members, and you can see that for the EVOS, part of their strategy in the composition is to ensure that they have enough spells, the King's Calling, the Divine Judgment, to ensure that Kyrie cannot just go in. But because they keep saving it, Boots always has the first move with the penalty zone. So it's a lose-lose situation set up by ONIC in the drafting phase.
Yep. So boys, the lesson here is shoot your shot first before anybody shoot it. And Boots definitely going for it with the penalty zone and just pretty much going first before Dreams. It's always the case. And zoning out Saz, zoning out all the members of EVOS from the objective take. As you can see here, game time 0-0 to minute number 5, Kyrie. Woo! Anything to take away, Rashi?
For the most part, he just goes on in the jungle and power farms, right? He has good sustain, he has good damage, and he does very minimal ganks. He leaves that for Keyboy, right? Keyboy will be doing the ganking, he does the farming and the objective secure. Of course, everything just went so smoothly because the lanes were also winning solo. Boots and CW, they were both winning, and when you have 2 winning side lanes, honestly, it can't be that difficult. So you can see, that was one of the wins where Taz was able to actually steal a turtle, but that's the only time. Afterwards, it's always clean engagements, and in the jungle, man, against a Terizla, against a Kadita, there's just way too many wombo combos available, and EVOS has no way of trying to deal with that. Yes, the King's Calling can be used to stop people from dashing around, but you have to know when your opponents are coming, and at this point, EVOS does not. They're only able to win when they're able to get picks off like that, when ONIC is funneling one by one instead of together as a team. But when they go for a 5v5, I think the AoE composition is way too good, and EVOS might want to try something different. You know, long distance, poke, or maybe a split push, right? Because in pure team fighting, you need to beat them at every single lane to try and get a better wombo combo, because otherwise, you can expect the exact same result.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, remember the draft, the first phase, especially from ONIC, they have a clear target. They limit the mid laners, right? They limit Farsa, they limit Valentina as well. Already asking a question here, what are you going to play? Hijime somehow forced into a Lunox, right? At the end of the day. And also, because EVOS Legends did not secure Brands' hero in the first phase, they try to limit Brands' hero in that second phase, asking another question. What are you going to play, Brands, in Game 2? We can expect adjustments, both the teams, but still on an awesome phone.
Oh, awesome phone. This is the phone that Kyrie used to get those electrifying beat stacks with Joy. So it's Joy Ling, not Samsung Lingus. Joy Lingus, Samsung
Joy Ling?
What? No, Joy Samsung. Wait, Samsung Ling.
Samsung Joy?
Samsung Joy, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
buddy.
sorry. I
Got
have
you.
brain aneurysm. Samsung S23 5G equipped with the fastest processor technology, a nanometer Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, and for... I can't read that.
Okay, let me read it, all right? Let me read it. It's going to be Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 4 Galaxy Large up to 12 gigabytes. It's going to be memory up to 1 TB, Hirashi.
Terabyte.
1
Terabyte.
TB, that's terabyte for you. The screen is also dynamic AMOLED 2X with 120 Hz refresh rate. The battery, it's not 2,000, it's not 3,000, it's not
over
4,000.
4,000.
It's 5,000 mAh. So don't miss
5,000.
out. Limited offer for Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G. Get an epic Ramadan promo up to 2 million IDR. Trade-in purchases or with Galaxy Wearable Plus. Free Samsung Care Plus protection for 6 months. All right, so it's worth the RP 900,000 below. Terms and conditions apply though, so level up your epic game with an awesome phone, Samsung Galaxy S23 5G. Buy now on Samsung.com/.
Wow, how cool is that, Arashi? Like using the phone that pro players use, like in MPL, in a lot of tournaments out there, like you're basically a pro player yourself.
Well, exactly. There's a reason why these players are using this phone, man. You think there's a
you're
better
on your
alternative
way.
out there?
You're on your way.
No.
You're on the right track. You use your
There's a
phone
reason
first.
you're not a pro player, viewers, all right? Because you are not using Samsung Galaxy S23.
There you go. There you
5G.
go. That's the first step to become a pro player. Are you interested to become a pro player, Arashi?
Oh, at this one, I might be too old, man. You see my mechanics? It's
No.
slow.
You need to buy it. Buy the
the old
phone.
mechanics.
Step
Maybe the
one,
phone
buy
will
the
make it
phone.
faster.
Exactly. Then download the app, all right?
And there's
Well,
another thing that's coming on in this
Tell
playoffs,
us.
Arashi.
Tell us.
Arashi Goni.
Tell us.
Look at this. Look at what I got.
Ooh. What's that?
It's a necklace. It's a Mia necklace, I believe. So if you have Mia
Show
or
it, show
Eudora as a waifu, like this is the perfect merchandise for you. Like Eudora bracelet too. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, we were given this as well. Shevin,
Oh,
right?
You're given. Wait, I bought this. It's for free.
You know what? You just joined the member of UBS. We've been, me and Rashi, been in the club for
Let's
what?
open it. Let's
Yeah,
open
welcome
it.
to the
30
Cool
years.
Kids Club, man.
Goodness gracious! Look at that.
Oh
Look at
my
that.
God. Zoom
Oh,
in
wow.
and please, camera.
I'm gonna wear
That
this
is
after
clean.
this.
Don't look at. Show the viewers, bro. Show the
Wait.
viewers.
I just want to read the card here. Wait a minute.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, check it out. Finally, throughout the regular season, it was a coming soon.
Yeah, for way too long.
For way too long, for 6 weeks, and now it is out there. The collab, Ube X Gold, X Mobile Legends,
Wait a
bang,
minute.
bang. Mia necklace,
Right.
Eudora bracelet, and a bundle, UBS Gold Bar. Available at ubslifestyle.com, UBS Lifestyle e-commerce. Check it
Is
out, ladies and gentlemen. This is so cool. The necklace, Sheffin, don't steal it, all
let
right?
me
Don't
read it out,
steal
okay?
It's mine, all right?
Let me read it out. We certify that this is an authentic necklace, and all our products are crafted with an obsessive attention to the detail. Obsessive. That's a strong word, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, limited edition, 8 out of 200. So you don't want to miss out on this, man. 200, only 200 in the word. And you love Mobile Legends, you love Mia and Eudora. If you're, I was gonna say epic players, but no. If you're in Mythic or any kind of ranks, you still love Eudora and Mia because it's one of those heroes that give you the rank right now. But aside from that, it's a bit late. Or is it a bit latte, Rashi, at some point to say?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Well,
Wait a minute.
I
if
gotta
you
be
guys
honest.
feel like you need a bit of a boost, we are here to tell you about this great what do you call it,
Arashi.
service.
I'ma
brand.
slurp it. I'ma slurp it. You tell
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa.
deets about Points Coffee, all right?
Whoa.
You tell
Oh
the
my
deets
God.
about.
You feel the power?
Whoa. All right, so
you
never
feel
mind.
it?
Point Coffee is a specialty coffee with the concept of made to order that serves fresh quality coffee using 100% Indonesian coffee beans and brewed by trained baristas, all right? So with international standard coffee machines as well, special in Season 11, there's an exclusive collaboration promo, Point Coffee X MPL S11. Just enter the promo code, Minum Point Coffee. So in the Point Coffee application, you can check it out. You can get a 40% discount coupon for palm sugar, latte, cookies and cream, pandan coffee products. So if you want more information at Point Coffee, I need caffeine, all right?
Well, the name is Point Coffee, Goni Rashi, but it's not just coffee. Tell us what you have, Rashi.
I got lychee tea right here because I think a bit too much coffee.
Watch out
So
for the
good.
keyboard
Yeah,
here.
coffee is a bit too stimulating for an old man like myself. So I go with tea, and I must say, man, the lychee tea,
Oh, right.
it's so good. I don't get it.
hot.
Like I've had other lychee drinks, right? And lychee is always good, but Point Coffee lychee tea, man, this is something else. So like, check it out yourself if you don't believe me.
Well, this is not just an ad-libs, guys. Like, I actually am a regular of Point Coffee. I came there every Monday. There's
came?
always, yeah. Okay, I always buy something
Wow.
there every Monday. And Rashi, why are you laughing?
No,
okay, there's always a promo every Monday too on a different product, and there's also a promo for certain products weekly. So
Okay.
if you're looking for like
Weekly?
yeah, weekly. So there's always one or two products that's always on the whole week. It's gonna get discounted. So if you're low on budget and you still want to have a coffee, go to Point Coffee
Check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
in your nearest
Again,
Intermart.
perhaps you're abroad, right? You're intrigued. Hit them up.
Come over to this country, man.
How about you buy the franchise? Take it to your country, right? Point Coffee is the way to go, is the way to live, right? It's a lifestyle. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's enter the draft for Game 2 between ONIC and as well as EVOS. It seems like they switch sides here. EVOS will have the blue.
Need
Switch
some
sides, but you
stitches?
can
Your
look at this.
house is banning.
Gold laners and mid laners, once again, Rashi, those two lanes are getting exhausted. The picks, the meta picks is no longer available, or only a limited amount is available for both of these teams. So before that, ONIC managed to actually, force the issue towards EVOS. They're really confused what marksman to pick, and it's Brody, and it doesn't work out. They're really confused on what mid laners to pick. It's Lunox, and it really doesn't work out. So we'll see if Age
May the
wins this
blood
chess
of my
match
enemies
against
flow
French.
from my spear.
Yeah, the question right here is, are they gonna let the Joy potentially fall into the hands of EVOS? Because it can still go to the jungle as well. Taz is a very highly skilled mechanical player, so for ONIC, they value the removal of the King's Calling even more than letting go that Joy in the hands of EVOS. But for EVOS, it's still a risky situation here to use a hero that really hasn't seen a lot of airtime, so we'll see if they go for that, or are they gonna go for something a bit more generic in the first pick?
Let's see. It's still, I feel like they're taking their time, so I feel like they're somehow
Joy or not.
they did not see the Mincetar man comes through, right? But they are still taking their time here as the first pick. Perhaps they might secure a hero
Time
for
to drop
Higume.
the
But
beat
no,
of the
it's
flag.
gonna be
Your
the
team
Joy
is
here.
picking.
Of course, question mark though, is it gonna be Taz or is it gonna be Cyclops that will occupy or
I didn't cure
pilot
the pain.
this Joy?
I
ONIC though,
harness it.
quick response here with that Valentina and expect a hero for CW here. Perhaps picking up the carry or that Beatrix just might make sense. But then again, going up against Joy, somehow I really prefer the carry over the Beatrix, honestly.
It's interesting how we never talk about how to counter Joy.
See
right now,
value in me?
Because, yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be
Should.
Brethren, but the Kaja is open, so ONIC very kind to EVOS. You know what? You want to play the Joy? I'm gonna ban the Mincetar for you. We're not gonna play Mincetar for your sake. But ONIC, of course, that's a joke. Coach Yep and Adi has something in mind after this. EVOS 2 picks before the banning phase.
If you look at ONIC though, is it really a kind gesture? They picked up a Fredrin and a Valentina. The Valentina is a signature hero for Sans,
Yep.
the most menacing mid lane right now. And Kyrie on the Fredrin, that's a lot of objective,
Kyrie?
what?
Let's
it
not,
Kyrie,
let's
though?
not forget it can be
It could
flex.
be good, it could be good. But for the most part, it's always in the jungle. And Kyrie on the Fredrin, that is a lot of guarantee in your neutral objective contest. So if EVOs want to try and go against that, they gotta find something good. And now it's Yves and the Arlet. So a bit more team fighting prowess, but will that be enough?
So it's somehow, again, signaling that the Joy will enter the jungler position. ONIC though, very tough question, right? What are they going to pick up? Again, they should pick up a marksman here and ban the rest of the marksmen
wait
out
for no
the
one.
second
Team
phase.
is
There you
better.
go. The Beatrix pickup does come through and just limit carry, limit heroes
Brody.
for bronze, limit Brody, right? A similar approach as game one. But I just remembered, ladies and gentlemen, 3 matches of the playoffs, the first team that gets the first game usually loses. Will ONIC break that pattern, or will it continue?
Well, you definitely want to make sure that ONIC does break that pattern, Johnny. I can see the concern in your
I'm
face.
being neutral here. All right, of course, deep down I want
I've been
ONIC to
waiting
break
for
that
team
pattern.
is
Well, I'm
better.
actually neutral, Rashi, but I don't think that's a problem for ONIC because this is they're a whole different creature, man.
Creature.
Yeah.
They just know. They just know so much more than we do. It seems like they see a different dimension than what we are seeing on the screen, honestly. But now with the carry banned away, and this means that ONIC has a lot more security to go for
Wow,
its easier
is
pick.
burning.
Now it's going to be a Hayabusa ban. They're still concerned about the fact that the Fredrin can be flexed around.
This is happening to all the teams in MPL, not just EVOS, man. They're really, really not convinced that Fretch is gonna go to the jungle area for Kyrie. Still, very, very respecting this jungler. Potentially one of the best jungler in the world.
Well, now they've seen that the Arlet is there, so if they feel like Boots on the Fredrin against an Arlet is a favorable matchup, there's no reason to just not hide your final pick, right? Usually, they put the final pick onto Boots just to ensure he has a good matchup. So unless EVOS does a bit of a mind game here and puts the Arlet somewhere else, we'll just have to see. For ONIC, they'll ban away this Moskov that has more teamfight participation.
Wow.
It seems like ONIC is going for a full-on 5v5 combi yet again.
You know
Yeah.
what this means, man? Like, the fact that they're banning all the marksmen except Brody. They're setting up for a Brody pick for Brand, so
Yeah.
it is, right?
They want to make sure that he does not have a presence
So-
in the big team fights.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you know, like, oh god, this guy wants me to pick the Brody. Should I actually pick the Brody?
Or what else are you gonna pick? Like the Hanabi?
Well, maybe. Well, if you're Omwawa, I guess
It's
that's
available, by the way,
Yeah.
and in the right circumstances, I've said, in the right circumstances, it does make sense. If there's no penalty zone for ONIC, for example, then there's no one that can just dive into his Hanabi
Your
right
team
here.
is
So that could still be an option. And EVOS, they seem to be really having... They plan on having someone a bit more vulnerable in the backline for sure, because they've been banning out all these assassins.
Fanny is still open though. Like that's the biggest threat towards
Last
the
pick
backline.
though, right? Perhaps
Yeah.
that could be saved, but that's why I prefer they secure a hero for Keyboy here, right? Perhaps like another Kufra does not hurt here. Going up against Joy, going up against Eve.
Everyone has a beast
potential, but
within.
no, he
Your
will
team
opt for
is
the
picking.
Masha here, so it is going to be.
That's
It's
the
gonna
answer.
confirm. Yeah, Fredrin gonna be entering that jungle position, saving Keyboy for last. EVOS Legends, what are you going to draft brands here? Are you going to follow Onyx's plan and pick up the Brody, or will you pick up? Yeah, I don't see brands playing a mage here.
Even if he actually plays the mage, there's just too much magical
Exactly,
damage
exactly,
in EVOS.
not
So
much balance.
it's definitely
My
Brody. Like there's
code.
no way
Break
he's
the
not gonna pick the Brody.
Your
But
team is picking.
Yes.
what? Okay, I've said this in with Mirko and you, Rashi. Estes and Joy, not really a good combo, but I feel like this is just for the backliner, for Brands, and for Hijime to stay alive, especially chased by this Masha in Boots. We know that this Masha is very, very troublesome against heroes like Beatrix, even one of the best counter for it. So yeah, that's the answer for that Brody pick. They want to harass him with Masha, but still, one more hero to pick for Boots.
One more, well, most likely Boots will be
No,
on
no,
the
no, I
Masha.
forgot.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I was gonna say Keyboy, no.
Alright, so
Seriously.
the keyboy. So a bit more crowd control would be great. Something a bit more aggressive. It's gonna be the Kadita. Most likely in the roaming position, let's be real. We're not expecting a Valentina roam right here. So for the side of ONIC, it's a lot of dive, and this is what EVOS are afraid of. They have a Yves, and now they have a vulnerable Brody. They do have the Estes, but if the Estes himself gets crowd controlled right here, we've seen how helpless the main target for ONIC is. With a Valentina, Fredrin, and a Masha, that's less crowd control, but a lot more burst damage. So I think they have to be a bit more careful and itemize accordingly for sure.
Let's see if Keyboy is able to find those picks towards the backliner of EVOS Legends. And Estes, Yves, and Brody is a tough task indeed. Expect a lot of purifies from EVOS Legends, especially that Estes. Now, EVOS on the back foot. They're trying to win it out. They're trying to go to the upper bracket. They're trying to break the streak of ONIC going to the international stage for Indonesia. As we enter the land of dawn for Game 2.
Let's welcome Game 2 between ONIC and as well as EVOS Legends.
Welcome
What
to
will
Mobile
change
Legends.
for EVOS Legends to somehow equalize in the series, or will it be the same? Will ONIC just dominate EVOS again in this game and just forcing EVOS in a corner 2-0, and that is not a good start. Match point if ONIC wins this one.
Keep in mind the reverse sweep possibility is still there, but look at that aggression from ONIC, man. You want to make sure that Taz does not get to jungle freely. You can see Sans creeping around, looking for an advantage right here, but Dreams and Hijime will be able to push him away. That mid lane is dangerous though. Kadita and Valentina, very short range relatively, but if you get caught rotating in the jungle, it's going to be very deadly, so this might just cut down the potential for Hijime to roam around and have any impact in those side lanes.
Wow, Sans is the whole different breed, man. 2v1 against Dreams and Hijime with a Yi. If he just micro it out, winning the trade, basically winning the mid lane control there, and Keyboy will try again. Try to make something happen with those petrifies, with those knockouts, but Brands knows what to do against this kind of heroes.
You know what? I love Boots, right? Why? He can pull off the Tamos, he can pull off the Masha as well. The versatility that this guy brings. Usually on AXT, what do we see? Charizla. Okay, we saw that first game, but usually it's just the Lapu, it's just the, what is like? Yeah, very monotone heroes, right? Glue, but he can pull off the Masha, he can also pull off the Tamos. Very good.
He used to do so many different things, and that is what makes it so difficult to try and deal with this person, right? Especially because we talked about how his final pick is always considered last, and now actually he's getting jumped on by Taz, but that's a very tanky Boots. Seems like ONIC, they're gonna go fire with fire.
First blood though will fall. Cyclops picking up the kill, but take a look at Keyboy, the killing pressure. The Kanita adds. Kyrie picks up the neutral objective. Faceless Wrath here onto Cyclops. Not enough damage though. He is building tank, but it's ONIC here winning out that neutral objective. Take a look at Kyrie already. Will commit on towards the invade there, and it seems like it will fall to the hands of Kyrie. Who will it be? I want to see Taz actually, but it seems like Kyrie still very aggressive.
We get a talent prediction right here though. 2 votes for EVOS this time, so Momo-chan has switched sides. But everyone is still on ONIC, and Dreams gets gunned down. What was that? Caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, falling to CW of all people. That's a great start. The marksman getting more gold is definitely a huge factor. And looking at that situation, ONIC goes for more.
Hijime caught sleeping there. He is now will be taken out by the combination by the 3 mid laners there. Oh, bot side 2v1 action. CW was able to survive for now, but that combination there initiated by Kyrie and followed up by Keyboy and as well as Sans there. Yeah, Hijime, a lot of resources spent, but it's still a kill.
Man, if you look at this game, it's a bit of deja vu from game number 1. They sacrifice Boots, and he does not mind, right?
Yeah.
Ensuring that the opponent's jungler is taken out, guarantees a turtle anyways. So Boots just knows how to play this, and CW in the weak side, good as ever, and now they're the ones having the roam advantage because they have more kill pressure with Sans on this Valentina. Everything just falls into place for ONIC.
Yeah, and you don't see much, roaming S right now. He's actually roaming towards the gold lane area. But before that, Keyboy is much more focused to actually wins out the battle in the mid lane, the battle in this objective takes, letting CW go. As we said earlier, this is a very, very independent marksman. One of the best in the business in Beatrix. Maybe.
Masha there, the purple buff, but your relation now popped. Franz forced to use the flicker there in the back side. Boots 4v1 there, a little bit too much.
Total though.
Bit. Yeah, that's too much there. He will be taken out, but take a look at Keyboy now, a little bit isolated. Will he be able to escape? Taz moves on towards Keyboy. Will Keyboy survive? Petrify connects, but the stun will not. Kyrie now will be there for the backup. Taz will not come in on towards that one. Turtle will be secured again by the yellow porcupines. It's now ONIC here in the map control. Slowly but surely, EVOS Legends find a slight compensation.
It's the same story once again, Arashi. The objective takes, it's always Kyrie, the one who's starting the total. What are the recipe for this? Like, is it the pressure from the mid laner, from the roamer, and the fact that they're using an Estes makes them much more reactive, much more, passive in a sense? Is that the thing though? But you can see there in the previous match, you have Kaja and Lunox, you have all the tools available to actually own pushes. It doesn't work out for EVOS.
Well, keep in mind is also the fact that ONIC has been so consistent. Every time they make a move, every time someone moves aggressively, there's always a plan, right? So right there, the fact that Keyboy wasn't running away and standing, right, in the midst of all danger, that means EVOS Legends are wary, right? They are worried that something might come down. And in the midst of all that, the turtle gets stolen away from them. So the mind games from ONIC right here is absolutely solid. And you can see EVOS is feeling it. Now they are worried about going into their own jungle because no one can actually check for the bushes. The only real tanky person is going to be Psychots. Everyone else is vulnerable to getting all in and burst it down.
Yeah, that is why the Kadita last pick was so good. And take a look at now, Petrified coming onto a Dream, forcing Dream to use that ult. Keyboy does not commit for a kill. He just wants to zone out as the turret downstairs will fall. Now, Dreams, new inflation pop as well. Browns has no flicker. Sans secures the kill. Now it's going to be another invade here. Tans jumps in, checking the bush. Kyrie trying to contest on the orange buff. Oh, Tans just cancel it out, and Kyrie picks up the orange.
Wow, killing someone without putting your hand on it, the long-range threat with the real-world inflation at the Bennett's Rage is real. The slow is there, the damage is there, the burst is there for them. Sans and CW, the synergy between the two people all around is just impeccable for ONIC. We've never seen this. And one thing for sure though, Keyboy,
oh my lord!
Good combination.
Long range.
That's a good one, right? The snipe and the knock up there. Bye-bye Dreams. That was Roamer though. Oh, ONIC, they're looking for a siege in the mid side. EVOS, they're able to lead this out. Oh, the final slash there onto it, and Bronze. Good night. And now ONIC looks for another kill, but Psychots finds a kill. Will he win level? Almost. Sans surviving, giving the thumbs up there, surviving that one as well. EVOS Legends, they're behind 5,000 gold practically. ONIC, they are able to force a fight here. Is this the right call? 4v5, 4v4. Psychots taking a lot of damage. He is ONIC's tenacity. Kyrie, will he be able to escape this one? In the backside, CW, half HP. Psychots will be healed up by Dreams. Disengage here by both teams. It's another reset.
Kyrie taking on 4 people without any help from ONIC members, but you can see there micro plays from Sans. Gila Sans! And of course, if you want to style like Sans, you gotta, icing on the cake is the emote to be toxic, no, to be playful with your game. You can also buy it in the shop, Rashi.
Make sure you just participate in the banter, right? It's all in good fun. But what is not good fun is EVOS Legends trying to defend this final turret when everyone is in the jungle, right? That part is way too cut off. Anyone who walks up will be jumped on for sure. So this will be a turret slowly but surely for the side of ONIC. And look at Boots, man. He's 0-2-2, but his impact is undeniable. Being so thick, essentially, so durable, right? With multiple health bars. He can just push, exert pressure, not only in the lanes, but even to the jungle. We talked about how Taz might want to be on a fighter, Goni. Like you said, on an assassin, he is getting pressured by Boots on this Masha.
Wow. In terms of survivability, this is the perfect offlaner that you want, right? Masha with a sprint. And a little bit of damage there, so 1v1, you cannot be taken down. Different with Glue though. If you're playing a Glue, it's gonna be easier for you to get catched on, but in this case, it's a Masha. Perfect draft for ONIC here. As right now, they're looking for more. Just watch out for Boots with the flags.
Let's see, the Lord now poked by the side of ONIC. Boots though, opening a map, giving information. Keyboy in the backside, this one conceal play. Spotted though, Psychots half HP. Will ONIC force a fight? Kyrie secures the Lord. Oh, thunderclap onto the backside. Psychots and as well as Sans providing cover. Now Sans and the reinforcements trying to come in, look for a fight. No casualties on the board just yet, but it's still ONIC again with the neutral objective take.
If you don't want to fight, doesn't matter. We get the neutral objective. You fight, either you fight us and lose multiple members, right? Or you let go of the neutral objectives. Either way, not a single second is wasted by ONIC, right? Everything they do, like we said, has purpose. And with everything set up so well, they might get a free turret in the bottom side as well right here. But fortunately, EVOS is able to save it. Looking at the items, only an Ice Queen's
CW.
wand. Only an Ice Queen's wand for Hijime. Not nearly enough for his spells to be a deterrent. He needs a glowing one, especially against Boots, right? Getting that percentage HP damage is definitely going to be something that they require. But as you said, CW with the Hunter Strike and the BOD and the Malefic Roar means that with only like a steel leg plates, you do not have enough physical defense to stand in front of this Beatrix.
8,000 gold lead. Kibo jumps in. Oh, that's a mistake. He gets taken out. Hijime with the kill. Torn apart memory as well. Pops CW finds a kill on towards Dreams. Now the Lord will be taken care of. It's the top side base to it. Will be standing. But now ONIC, 8,000 gold lead still in hand. Inner turret in the mid side will fall. Hijime forced to use that flicker away. One by one, the structures of EVOS Legends will fall. ONIC with the discipline here, they will escape with and 9,000 gold lead.
Everything just looks so easy for ONIC right now, and you can see there just with a little, you know, going in a little Kyrie just forces the flicker from Hijime, and right now CW looking for more kill chance with the real world inflation.
There's a lot of damage coming in from so far away, but Boots, he just stands there and recalls, and he does not care. He's just standing here, pulling away multiple members as CW keeps hitting around and doing that poke damage towards the turret using that runner.
Yeah, the fact that CW didn't go for any kind of survivability items though. It's pure physical damage. He's going for Heptasis, by the way. He's not going for Has Claws. He wants to use the Renner, he wants to use the Bennett to actually deal damage. The long range threat with the real world manipulation too is just way too much for EVOS to handle. Especially when you have a composition that's very, very reactive, very, very passive with assets on your lineup. If the burst is enough, then bye-bye. What are you gonna do about it?
You can't out-heal, you can't deny death by healing if the burst is just too high. That's absolutely the case. And looking at ONIC, they still respect the potential for the healing, and they have healing reductions available. So for EVOS, this isn't looking good, man. The longer it goes, maybe Dreams can keep people alive longer, but Brands will not be able to out-damage the members of ONIC. So this is the same situation we saw them in game number 1, just in a different context. Now without the Lord, or with the Lord spawning, you can see that the pressure, once again, is mounted on by Boots. He kept it chill when the Lord wasn't there, because if he gets taken out, there's no point. But now, if they all go for him, and he is able to pull away 4 members, for example, for EVOS Legends, and he will, most likely, there's going to be a free Lord for the side of ONIC, and it is clean.
As clean as it gets with Boots recalling the bot lane. And what can you do as EVOS right now, man? Just waiting for your demise? Nope.
Defend, clear the ways with the Yves, and get try and equalize the gold lead as well as possible. And even then, you're on a disadvantage, but at least you have a chance of maybe catching CW off guard. Because as you said, Trevin, he's still going for a full glass cannon build, which allows him to do that, by the way, so it's still a give and take situation.
ONIC knocking on EVOS's door. Rans now, low HP, forcing Dreams to use the ult. Not yet though. Ult still intact. With the backside here, Sans taking a lot of damage by Taz. Oh, Sans! The disrespect with the recalls now. Base turret bot side taken out. Just the mid now standing. Keyboard from backside. Hijime will not be taken down. Reformation now popped out. Boots will be taken out by the torn apart memory. ONIC now will not be able to find the clear in that mid side. But it seems like ONIC still with the lead, with the loss of Boots. They will relieve off pressure though. They will fall back.
That was one Renner shot that almost one-shot Brands. So this is what that glass cannon build gives you, but you can see that CW was taken quite low right now. So EVOS has a decent amount of damage, but look at the levels, man. Not a single member, except for Taz, is level 15. So they're really behind in multiple levels. So the longer they can stall out the game, the better chance they have at actually putting a comeback. Of course, it's still against overwhelming odds right here, being 10k gold behind, but overall, even with the worst team composition, they still have burst damage, and they can rely on Taz to finally make some moves after being put down or like halted by Boots the whole duration of the early game.
Oh, looking at the damage dealt though right now, Arashi is just talk about making your chances the best, man. ONIC, no members on the top 2. It's actually Taz and Hijime topping the damage dealt department, but ONIC always deals damage on the best timing possible. And if you actually see the damage dealt stats there without any contact whatsoever, you'd probably think that EVOS is leading, but no, it's the opposite. 10k gold lead, 15 minutes.
Well, Hijime definitely has a lot more damage here, including the Divine Blade, but can he survive though?
Boy in the backside, Bronze though will be taken out by CW. Kyrie though stuck in the front side, gets taken out as well. Mega kill secured, but now Psychots will not lose his immortality just yet. ONIC now 1-for-1, the gold for the jungle. Not a good timing for ONIC though. 15 seconds to the next Lord. EVOS Legends, they might screw something up here, and they look to get out of their base. Knowing that information, Batons, oh my god, he might be caught here. No one is running. But no, with the jukes, with the sidestep, Sans is able to stay in the land of dawn.
Gotta watch out, man. He actually burned the flicker too. Like, he actually burned the ultimate just to style. That's just the Sans way of playing. If you're gonna be like Sans, use your ultimate on the worst time possible.
What the heck
Another
was that?
Renner's apathy to Dreams of Space.
Goodness me! Now Boots soaking a lot of damage on towards High in the front side. Cyclops ready to deal damage on towards CW. Yes, Ascaz though. Boots now giving a lot of damage on towards Cyclops. Cyclops will lose his immortality. Hijime in the backside will have to take care of Boots. Cyclops providing cover. Cyclops finding the unstoppable, but CW! My god, this guy can't miss. Finds the kill on towards Cyclops. It's a 1-for-1. Both EXP laners taken out. ONIC though, again, finding the Lord.
It's not Calvin Manata, it's Curry Renata from way downtown. CW 2 times, and right now is looking for the third. ONIC wants to siege.
Oh, again on towards Dreams now.
Boy
with the recall task committing. Boy in the backside. Sans now will survive again in the backside. 3 members now taken out, technically 2. Will ONIC go for the end now? It's looking very bleak for side of EVOS Legends. Hijime, Dreams, and Psychots now defending. Boy looking for the flank in the backside now. ONIC will wait for the Lord. Hijime and Psychots holding on here, their base. Looking for the delay. Keyboard looking for the knockup. Hijime now will work relation towards the backside. CW though, in the backside, trying to focus down on Hijime, finds it. But the base again is too exposed. And ONIC 2-0 match point. The White Tigers were in this position yesterday. But this time, will they be able to find the repeat? Or will it be a different story?
It's looking like an exhibition match for ONIC versus EVOS, man. Arashi. Again, a gap in any way possible. Same story with game 2. They just find the right opening and just make the best out of it. CW at that last team fight though, the healing from that last clause. Wow!
I was about to mention, man, he got chunked very low. Instead of backing away, he just moves towards the Lord and starts using him like a health dispenser. Healing up with the Has Claws, staying in the fight, and then landing that snipe when Psychots least expected it. Everything was just going so well for them. And it's not only the execution, the planning, it's how little chances they give to EVOS to even start anything. Throughout the game, there were only about 2 or 3 moments where you saw EVOS have a chance to do something. And EVOS tried. We saw that Taz was trying to go for that 1v1, was trying to pick off Sans, but unfortunately, it just did not work out. Overall, it just has to be a team effort, and they need to be a lot cleaner all the way from the early game.
Kingdom, just want to say, man, like Adi is on his way to upper bracket finals. This is very
no,
premature, but
let's not jinx
okay,
it.
okay.
Let's all right. Because yesterday, GEEK SLATE were in this position.
This is
2-0 up.
Come on, you have to trust your team, man.
I'll say it when it really ends. All right, I don't want to jinx anything. 2-0, that's a good, convincing start, right? But anything can happen after yesterday, man. It's just EVOS Legends. Remember, they're IESF champions.
Oh, ISF is always ISF, man. But you gotta bring out the M1, 2, 3, 1 down.
With this roster, right?
Well,
they're the
like,
ISF champions.
to make the story better, they came back down from 2 points deficit a lot of times. GEEK SLATE, RQ has the taste of it, almost getting the M1 trophy, but instead, the White Tigers snatch him right off the Kings.
Goodness me, what a game though, right? I mean, Arashi, that was a very thrilling game. as you expect from an ONIC match, I gotta say, right? Very action-packed.
It's crazy. For ONIC, it's never action-packed until they want it to be, right? Whenever their opponents are trying to do anything crazy, they just find a way to just avoid most of the action. And every time you see a pickoff, a dive, a big team fight, it's always before the Lord spawns. It's always before going for going for the turret. So everything is just so well thought out. And you have to wonder what is going on in the heads of their opponents, right? When everything you do really seems to benefit your opponents instead, it's gotta be such a mental strain. And now with 2 defeats in a row in decisive fashion, we'll see if the EVOS World Championship mindset prevails yet again.
Well, Psycho said that one of the reasons why GEEK SLATE was able to lose, EVOS was able to come back down from 2-0 was the speech in the locker room. So if that's the X factor that Cole just mentioned, that might be it. The speech.
You know what? That might be
talk.
it. All right. And in this game, it was a landslide, Arashi, but can you talk us through the deets, right? The item builds in particular.
Look at the items. I think at the late game, early on, like in the last fight at least, you saw that Hijime was actually doing enough damage to be a real significant threat. But ONIC were able to maneuver around it, right? CW got very, very low, but he just went for a single basic attack with the Bennett and just destroyed Hijime, right? So I think he just went full on the damage because he had to. Being in longer range, he was the only one that can do so. And for EVOS, they have to find a different way to try and get some DPS in. They have Taz on the Joy, they have Hijime on the Yeve, but Brands on the Brody, it's just too difficult. We did say that EVOS Legends must find something different to try and throw ONIC off, but Brands not on a DPS source is not it at all. And on that note, CW, we already mentioned they has claws, but the Rose Gold Mute here also gives him a bit more sustainability, a bit more shielding and physical lifesteal. And for Keyboy, even though he's snowballing, even though his team is just rolling EVOS Legends over, he still goes for the Necklace of Durance. So the itemization is absolutely solid. The Dominance Isis as well as the Necklace of Durance to ensure that on the worst case scenario, if EVOS are able to pull off a miracle play, it's still not going to amount to anything. And that is what preemptive itemization grants you, right? If you go full glass cannon damage, right, maybe it's great. Maybe you can just have huge damage numbers. But when you can ensure that the best play of your opponents can be countered by your items, that's already such a huge step in the right direction.
You can see here the stats from the game earlier. CW 943. That's a pretty big number. Hijime as Yves, damage dealt a lot, but what can you do about it when you're dealing damage? Not in the right timing, especially Boots just soaking up all the damage. Like this damage dealt is always to Boots, man. It's always to the wrong target, but what can you do about it? Like, that's the only target available.
Because Boots puts himself there, right? You either deal damage to him, or he's gonna make his way to Brands, or Hijime, right? You have to deal with him, and being able to force your opponents to do something, that is what ONIC is just so good at doing, man. And keep in mind, the most damage is probably CW, but you cannot deny the impact of Sans on that Valentina.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's his signature pick. He has the most assists, but he will not be the MVP for game number 2. That is still gonna be CW, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy S23 Series 5G, 9-0-1. Dude, if you look at the composition for EVOS, there's a lot of danger. Like there's the Brody, there's the Yves, there's the Joy, but he is still on 0 deaths without a fully defensive item.
Well, this is what I said, right? The difference between Joy Jungle and Joy EXP laner. If you're an EXP laner using Vengeance and a Plate Armor, you can take on Beatrix, even though you're not ahead, because that Vengeance does work wonders. But in this case, you can pretty much out-damage, pretty much out-list with Has close, but we're gonna see the highlight for this match, Rashi.
Let's take a look, man. Initially, it's always that early game pressure being used. Trading your EXP lane for the jungler, that seems to be something that ONIC really looks to try and do. Dreams here, he's trying to be aggressive, he's trying to be proactive, but on an Estes, you just don't have the same kind of impact. So EVOS fall to the same issue of having a very limited amount of approaches to big fights. Whereas for ONIC, sure, it's not the same like in game number 1, but they can poke from far away, they can go for all-in engagements, right? They can flank, they can go front to back, they can do so many things, and you can see that EVOS is completely bewildered. They have no idea how they should be approaching this because nothing seems to be working out for them. And being so gold deficient in the end game, it's just so tough, man. You get a feel for the rest of the team of EVOS trying to survive, trying to clear the waves, but ONIC Just take it slow and steady. And if you're
Oh my
Taz, we've been talking about Taz being so solid with the retributions, but he is not allowed to even contest. And even when you think you're safe, that snipe, man, the runner's apathy keeps coming in again and again. Taz here makes the final desperate play, trying to finally get one leg up over Sans, but he does not allow it to happen. He just knows the limits of the Valentina, and the sustain allows him to just outplay one of the best mechanical players in the MPL right now. So all the cards has been shown by EVOS, and ONIC at every single turn says, we know what to do, we got you.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, their performances, right? These two games. Sans played the Kadita first game, and then it was Keyboy playing the Kadita second game. Both players give the same impact, that killing pressure, the macro, the micro as well, the mechanics that they can provide is just a nuisance, right? So that is, I don't know. In the regular season, usually when you go up against ONIC, you usually ban the Kadita out, remember? But it seems like in this current match, EVOS Legends, they're convinced that they are able to defeat the Kadita. But so far, not looking too good. A 2-0 for the Yellow Porcupines now. Match point, right? Will this be the first sweep of the playoffs? Or will EVOS Legends have a say and grabbing a point or even repeating what they did yesterday? It's still up in the air, ladies and gentlemen, but it is still ONIC here in full control of the game. You mentioned how, yeah, it is ONIC always having an answer. It is always ONIC when the opponents, well, EVOS Legends in particular, trying to find a fight, they back off. Why? They are always in control. They dictate their pacing, they dictate the when to fight, when to not fight, and perhaps that, again, can be repeated in Game 3 from the drafts, right? It's still, again, EVOS Legends, I feel like the one thing that they need to change is they should secure a hero for bronze in that first phase. Because remember, in the first phase, in the first game, didn't happen. Brands was forced in on a hero that is also very hard. We're very unfamiliar with, but in the second game, same approach here. Second phase, it's just a ban for that marksman. And it made the option for brands a little bit limited here. So again, I expect perhaps with that in mind, EVOS Legends should just draft brands in the first phase, like CW. ONIC always drafts CW in that first phase, securing a hero, and that is perhaps should be the adjustment. What do you think, Rashi?
I think that's definitely something they have to try and attempt at this point, because brands on the Brody in both games just hasn't been it, man. The king of the marksman, not doing marksman things. That's painful to see, especially for his own teammates, right? Like, dang, the guy we can usually count on just isn't outputting the kind of damage. That's just so difficult. But what you can count on is the fact that you always have data if you take advantage of this promo right here.
Yeah, Dunia Games is an app where you can buy in-game items and get a quota, a data out of it. 3 GB free for your purchase. So what are you waiting for? Just scan the QR code that in the bottom of my...
I'm doing it now. I'm doing in the Dunia Games right now.
Here, this thing.
Okay, so I've been using this. I actually tried Dunia Games and it does work. So we're not capping.
What did you? How have you been using it, bro?
Well,
you know how value it is? 3 GB per purchase.
I get it, but I do have you know, spare diamonds. That's why I only buy diamonds every now and
Why you
then.
gonna flex on us like that, bro? Like, whoa.
I did. I topped up and get extra 3 GB.
Every time. It's not a single time thing.
I just bought
it's
one.
multiple applications, bro.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is confirmed. Check it out. Again, just scan the QR code below.
Well, on that note, by the way, Goni, you touched on the fact that the Kadira was on different hands in game number 1 and 2. Honestly, imagine this, right? You're playing, and for the whole first game, wow, the mid lane is a Kadira, mid lane Kadira. And now in game number 2, you're walking in the jungle, you see a Kadira. Part of that mid lane Kadira image is still there, and that has to be something that's so annoying to deal with. The fact that it's so similar, but yet different, right? It's the same Kadira, but a different playstyle and a different targeting system compared to, you know, the other players. So this is the confusion that ONIC can bring. Again, not only with the picks, right? With the players as well. They still have the option of switching some members out if they really want to. It's like, wow.
And this time around, man, Keyboy actually didn't rely on a lot of setups, right? He has to find something of his own, and especially there's been a lot of flanks, which I'm pretty disappointed to EVOS. They didn't read it. Like, 3 times or 2 times, Brand's getting caught up in the rough waves with the same flanks from the side. That's the Keyboy special right there. But of course, Sans also perform on that mid lane, even though Kadira is already in the hands of Keyboy. So both of these guys are very, very independent, and they might be the choice for Zays in SEA Games representative.
You know, and also here, remember, Dreams, right? Dreams was the X Factor yesterday going up against GEEK. But this time, 2 different heroes, 2 different utility as well, right? The Estes as the healer lose, right? They lost.
Yep.
The Kaja, first game, as an initiator, as a cover as well, lost as well. What is the answer here? Dreams is like back to a corner. Initiator or cover, because it seems like for ONIC, it's GG, but oh my god, here's a VMix call here with 2 M champions.
EVOS Legend, which is ONIC right now, is dominating.
Ikaw ba, Ben?
Ikaw muna.
I think EVOS can still come back from game 2 because yesterday they reversed with GEEK SLATE.
Oh, okay. Ini menarik banget ya. But how about you, Benny Cutie? How do you see ONIC that is so dominating in Indonesia?
For me, I think the series gonna be 3-0 because Bruns can't use his comfort heroes.
Oh, ini jawaban yang berbeda dari keduanya. Satu tim tapi beda suara ya.
Suara ya. Ya, dari Kalsi sendiri katanya EVOS bisa kembali menang seperti kemarin.
Yes.
Tapi kata Bene Cutie, ONIC bisa 3-0.
Kita nggak tahu sih akan seperti apa ya. Tapi, but how about you guys? How about MPL in Philippines? Can you describe to us how competitive is it? Because yesterday we talked to your friends and he said in Indonesia it's really competitive because of the training. Do you agree with that, or do you have something else to share with us? Maybe any cutie can share with us first.
Yes, I believe MPL Indonesia was very competitive, and also the Philippines because as you can see even the top 8 team managed to beat top 1 team like Brain and us Echo, which is top 2.
Oh, how about Kalsi? The same question.
Yeah, I also believe because in scrims when we fight against Indonesian teams, they're really serious. And sometimes we're just trolling, but they're playing really good in scrims.
Jadi katanya memang kompetitif. Teman-teman di Indonesia, player-player di Indonesia katanya tim-timnya bermain dengan sangat serius ya.
Betul banget. Dan
Yes.
memang mereka juga bilang kalau seperti itu. Tapi mungkin semua orang juga penasaran about the MSC because you guys are fighting for the MSC slot out there. Are you guys confident of securing the slot of MSC?
We need to be
Yes.
confident because that's what we need to win.
Oh, jadi katanya confident karena harus menang. But Benny Cutie and Carl Z, what's your prediction of the 2 teams that will secure the MSC ticket 2023 from Indonesia?
What are my 2 teams, right?
Sorry,
Yeah, so
Can
what's
you
your prediction of the 2 teams from Indonesia that will secure the tickets to MSC 2023?
I think ONIC will secure and Alter Ego.
Okay, how about you, Benny Cutie?
For me, also ONIC and Alter Ego.
And how you guys think about Indonesian team that will compete in MSC? Is it gonna be super strong?
For sure, ONIC will be super strong, but I don't know about Alter Ego because sometimes they choke in tournaments.
Okay, but how about in SEA Games 2023 this year? Do you see how dominating Indonesia or how competitive is Indonesia?
Ben.
For me, what's going to happen in SEA Games, I think PH will win the gold medal because the player and the team that is playing is Brand Esports, which is the most dominant right now in our region.
Oh, jadi kata Benecutie kalau tentang SEA Games kayaknya pasti nih dimenangkan oleh Filipina, tapi kita lihat aja nanti ya.
Yes. Dan memang mereka menarik banget juga untuk memberikan sharing-sharing di sini. Echo Loud, Echo Red. Dan tentu saja thank you so much for joining us here in MPL Indonesia.
Thank you.
And good luck for your journey in MPL Philippines.
Kita berikan tangan untuk Carl Z and Benecutie from Echo Philippines. Wah, Bude.
There you go. That's the two-time world champion in Call TZ and also the Grand Finals MVP in M4, Benecutie, the trademark split push pioneer.
Bang Benny, Bang
But
Benny QT.
my attention was somewhere else, man. Call TZ, shout out, man. Man of culture, that wallpaper, Makima. Mirko stuff for your favorite waifu.
2 times champion, right? Call
Yeah.
TZ. Back in M2, did it again in M4. He is very hungry still, it seems like. But on that note here, it seems like ONIC might be able to grab the first sweep here in the playoffs.
It's looking pretty big for ONIC, but it's not looking pretty bleak for you. If you want to go here to G Expo Hall, you can also get 90% discount. Yes,
Woo!
you heard that right. 90%
90.
discount if you use Grab Car or Grab Ride. And all
90.
you have to do is just scan the QR code or go to grb.to/MPL. I actually tried it once, and it is 90% discount, and I'm happy for that.
You're
course.
happy. Well, if Chapin's happy, right? That means everybody in this world is happy. So there you go.
Interesting.
Check it out. Check it out. Scan the QR code below. Rashi, if you perhaps missed it, 90% discount. A lot of promos and discounts as well. Check it out. Perhaps it's available for your region as well. Just download the Grab.
Oh,
And
wow.
on that note, let's
Very
talk
fast.
about and let's witness the drafting phase. Potentially the last game of today.
Last game for today, potentially. But ONIC, though, the ban is very, very dynamic. He actually go for the Yeef ban very early on. I kind of forgot what's the ban in the earlier phase, but I believe there's no Yeef. So ONIC, it's always different game plan they're trying to execute, and I believe they can execute it also in the same way, getting the dub in the game 3. Maybe premature, but it's looking like that, Rashi.
Well, in year number 1, EVOS were the ones who actually banned out the Yeef despite it being a very signature pick for Hijime. So now ONIC really wants to respect it. It was one of the heroes that was giving ONIC a bit of trouble in that late game stage. And having the wave clear from so far away for the side of EVOS really was allowing them to stall the game a bit longer than I think ONIC would have liked. Now you can see that EVOS, they are not gonna mess around with that joy.
Nope.
Banning it away directly, so it's looking more like the bans we've seen all the way since the beginning of Season 11.
It seems like they have learned from their mistakes here, right? Game 1, letting it out. Doesn't really do well. Game 2. Also, right, they could not utilize the joy. And ONIC, though, still with the somehow the same, different approach, but similar, right? They try to limit the mid laner bans here with the Eve, with the Farstar here, opening up Valentina, signifying that they want to pick the Valentina themselves. Asking again, EVOS Legends, the question, what do you want to ban here, Kadita or that Valentina?
It's gonna be very, very funny if ONIC ended up setting a pick for EVOS, setting them up for failure, just like Game 2 earlier. Brands forced to pick off the Brody, and they know the answer right away. But this time around, Valentina's probably gonna pick again, as you said, Connie, is the power hero of this guy, Gila Sans, and another marksman ban. So on this series, it's always mid lane and gold lane. What's that about, Evasion? What's all that about?
Well, it's the two lanes that are so beneficial, and especially the two lanes that transition to being a carry role in the late game. But by the way, Shevin, are you saying Gila or Gilang?
Gila.
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 See value in me?
Wow.
You should.
It translates
just
to
confirm it.
Sans is crazy or crazy Sans or
Because his name is
what's
Gilang,
the
right?
best one? Yeah, yes, it's only Gilang, nothing else.
Kind of funny. Well, We'll see, man. Because now the first pick is actually the
Wow.
Fredrin. So maybe EVOS will be taking that Valentina away from him. He was able to use that Valentina so well.
Valentina Beatrix.
Stealing a multitude of ultimates. Like the final slash, for example, that was very unexpected coming in from Sans, but that is the man of 5 phones, right? The 5-phone technique from Sans. Gila himself.
5 phones, 5G, whatever you don't call it, but it's
art of
very,
five
very
phones.
interesting, right? I think even if you're EVOS, you gotta expect the Valentina to go through, and instead it's gonna be another flex pick for EF
I've been waiting
in
for
that
so long.
Fredrin, and Valentina's gonna be picked here. And as you said, Gani, if they want to win, just set up a pick for Brands, just set up for him to carry. This time around, Age knows that picking a marksman, picking a gold laner in the first phase, and oh wow! Okay, so they're not afraid of
To
the
live
pseudo
is to
cult
trick the
altar
weak.
here from Hijume, believing in Sans that he can do it better.
Is it gonna be a roam or
No,
mid
no way,
lane?
Rome, man.
Well,
Really?
Vin goes
It
with the
happened.
roam Faramis, so
Really?
we'll have to see, man. I feel like in the roam
it didn't
position,
work out,
it's a bit weak, exactly. So in the mid lane, though,
Time
it
and
means that
tide
you're a bit
wait
more
for no
active.
man.
You have
Team
more
nor
responsibilities as a damage dealer that also allows your opposing Valentina to try and steal away that called altar. Whereas in the roam position, you can just hide a bit longer in the bushes because there's no real urgency. If they want to go for that, they have to ensure that at least the EXP lane is also someone equally as beefy as a Fredrin, because otherwise they're going to be severely lacking in the frontline department, which is a big factor in them winning out. Although, do keep in mind that against a carry, right, maybe going for those beefier members is exactly what ONIC is trying to avoid.
Perhaps. And remember, man, this is not
I
just
am
any
the power
Beatrix.
of
This
light
is
incarnate.
CW's Beatrix. Remember, he picked up the MVP earlier with a 9 kill, and his Renner's apathy. Wow, he can't miss literally, right? EVOS Legends now will pick up the Kaja here, a hero that were set up for Dreams in Game 1. It didn't find success though. Perhaps in Game 3 here, they will change their approach. Phase 2, here we go. What will EVOS Legends limit here? It seems like looking at their composition, they should limit the hero for Sans. Well, not Sans, for Keyboy perhaps.
Yeah, especially
Franco.
that for Kufra.
Franco might work, Atlas ban, or Kufra ban can also come through. Let's see though, will they commit to a Roamer ban?
They also have to be still mindful of the fact that the Fredrin should be flexed around, so they can ban the Kufra away, and if they want to commit one more ban to Keyboy, that means that ONIC have a lot more options on their table. And compared to EVOS, they can really be a bit more linear in how they want to ban away, right? If they want to put Taz in a difficult spot, they can ban away the more utilitarian junglers and use
team is
Fredrin
banning.
as the power tool here, and that is exactly what they do, banning away that Akai.
We have a comment here from Jonathan Lian, the Emperor. Sans is extremely skilled right now and can be considered as an above average mid laner.
Wow.
Okay,
So-
I don't know if that's a compliment or well, it is a good thing to be an above average mid laner, but
He's
I think
low-key
Sans
contradicting
more than
himself,
that.
right?
Yeah.
He said that he's extremely skilled, but then he's just said like he
It's a
is
weird
an above
comment.
average of mid later. Maybe what he meant was, yeah, he's above average of it. Well, hopefully Kadita ban, it finally comes through there. So, yeah, I mean, with this in mind, ONIC, they should be mindful here. I feel like EVOS, what they will do here, they will leave the hero for Dreams last.
I think they're gonna be
Kindness
yeah.
is
Oh,
the
okay,
surest
it's gonna
path
be Yuzhong, so
to
I like that.
ruination.
A hero that can counter that Martis comp, just clump up, and you're gonna get punished by that Yuzhong, by that Black Dragon form, and Petrify, Furious Dive. But in this case, I was expecting a Martis ban, and ONIC might be getting a chow for themselves, but let's see if Keyboy will pick it.
We have to see, man. Honestly, with all the utility, the playmaking heroes banned away, and especially the Yuzhong taken away from Psychots as well, Boots really has a lot more options to play around with right here. So, honestly, their banning so far makes a bit of sense. They want to make sure that Brands doesn't get jumped on, but the Charisma is still in the picture. And for EVOS, they go for a Lancelot. An assassin, when there's a cult altar, usually doesn't really make a lot of sense. He can get caught in by the taunt of the Fredrin as well. For ONIC, I think there's going to be a bit of dashes, a bit of stun to ensure that this carry does not get to play a free game.
You can see here, Trizda has not been picked just yet. It's a good pick for EVOS. Let's see if ONIC want to deny that pick to pick it for themselves. kind of makes sense for ONIC too, but not as good as EVOS. In this case, ONIC still needs EXP laner or a jungler. It's gonna be Ruby, countering the Lancelot pick presumably, and also Carry is not really a long-range damage dealer for Marksman, so that go. What's the ult called?
I'm offended.
I'm offended. It's gonna be. Will come in real handy, and we're gonna see here the signature. Haya Kyrie.
Interesting, man. I thought it was definitely going to be something like a Terizla, just to ensure that Brands doesn't really get a say in the game. But no, they go for two very solid frontliners, having a roamer as well, having a Faramis for an extra bit of HP. But now with an assassin in the picture, maybe they're going to try and shut the game down all the way in the beginning by making sure that Brands keeps getting assassinated.
Looking at it now, you know what? Looking at their composition here, one hero might work, actually. Mincetar. But no, it's going to be the Masha for the side of the EXP. No Mincetar again here this time. No Arlet as well. So already a different change here. I thought only Boots that likes the Masha, but it seems like now Psychots is able to somehow replicate his game style.
ONIC picking crowd control in real life too. There, Arashi, as you said, a lot of brand ambassadors.
Yeah.
If you're not coming here, you're not going to be able to meet them. And if you meet them, it's going to be a free Instagram story, I guess. And right now we're going to see if ONIC will try to end the match, try to end the series with a convincing 3-0 first ever sweep in MPL ID Season 11, or will EVOS recreate the comeback once again? As we enter the portal in the Land of Dawn, we're gonna wait here for a second. What are your predictions, Arashi?
I think I gotta go with ONIC for this one, man. They have a lot more options available. And for EVOS, it's a bit all over the place. They want some dive in, they have some damage, but if they go all in like that, they're also opening themselves up to a big crowd control ultimate combo, right? Getting everyone caught in, for example, a taunt to a Nibiru's Passion will just completely decimate everyone. So I think if they really want to do this, they gotta be smart about it, and then to ensure that the limited amount of dive they have gets utilized in the early game. If they want to try and match Kyrie's aggression, maybe try and put that pressure into the gold lane, right? If CW gets shut down here, maybe that's exactly what EVOS Legends need.
But to get this out, right? I mean, Keyboy there poking Psychots down. Zoning it out. Keyboy finding it, forcing the retribution there. Keyboy very, very annoying here with this Ruby using tenacity, not concussive blast. So again, he wants extra sustainability.
And that's basically the case for a lot of Grimor stars here, man. It's just the survivability is much more, valuable compared to the minimum amount of damage that the concussive blast gives you. And in this case, Kyrie goes for that extra damage in that jungle department. But the laning phase earlier, Rashi, you can see that Dreams actually goes for the XP lane and Psychos just going in, trying to harass Kyrie, which is, he's not there. He's going for the red buff instead, but Kyrie trying to make something happen to France.
Bot side, Taz manages to force CW on the flicker. Now Taz and Keyboy here, quite isolated. Keyboy trying to deny the mobility from Taz. Random execution there put out. But both members will survive. Kyrie using the retribution now on the Master Assassin emblem here. No longer the high-end try is called. But oh my god, he will not commit the shadow kill just yet.
Happy feed for Kyrie, but now you can see that they're making plays around the gold lane. So knowing that Brands is going to be a bigger threat in the late game, they want to make sure that adequate attention is given to him and they can't ignore him and go for the turtle like they usually do. Now you can see they start to move towards that direction, right? Trying to get some control right here. And even though the Fredrin isn't in the jungle, if they clump up in on the way to the turtle pit, Boots can definitely set up for a huge play right here.
Even if Kyrie wasn't there, it's always ONIC just guarding the turtle pit, trying to deny any kind of engage from Taz, trying to deny any turtle attempt, because this is a tank slot. It's gonna have a bit of advantage towards Kyrie with an assassin, but let's see how things will fare up here as Taz going for the turtle.
See, Taz is already in the area. Kyrie now not far behind. They'll take the gold crab first, it seems like, has 4,000 HP left. Taz now taking a lot of damage, stunned up, and Let's see the resurrection battle. Taz wins it this time. Silence down though, but take a look at the Cold Altar now popped here by the side of EVOS Legends. TJ taking a lot of damage now. Bronze is in the fight. 5v4. This little bit might be too much as Boots gets taken out. First blood for Bronze. That's a good trade and the Divine Judgment on towards San. Still survive though. Kyrie will not force anything more as it's just to provide cover. As now Keyboy, take a look at this guy trying to find and soak in the damage. Take a look at bot side. CW taking a lot of damage here, but it's still survive. Again, EVOS Legends with the winning trade.
Apulong on the Indonesian desk, the only talent prediction for EVOS yet again. Loyal till the end, potentially right here. But already a great start for EVOS Legends, getting a bit more success, getting a first blood for Brands on a very solid late game hero as well. Able to get the turtle over ONIC, who has been very solid, especially in that first turtle. So you can see that adjustments have been made and they are paying dividends. For ONIC, this means they have to change their approach a bit. They really can't rely on getting those pickoffs because in the early game, they don't really have the same amount of damage and utility.
It's a bit tricky, right? Because even in the objective department, they're gonna lose out because Taz is just... He has the jungle emblem, he has the tank slot, so he can sustain a bit more damage than Kyrie. He has to be much more vigilant, but Dreams, CW!
I'm offended though. Fall Altar now forced. Dreams taken down by the hands of Kyrie. Take a look at Taz now entering the fight. CW will be assisted by that Cold Altar, but it seems like both teams will not engage more. Bronze does still want business. But ONIC still with the dictation and they will not force another fight. A trade now for ONIC.
Looking at the emblems right here, like you mentioned, Kevin, having the high-end dry will means that Kyrie can go for a really solid 1v1, and he has a lot more split push potential compared to Taz, who is by all means an assassin, but still a bit more utility. Sanjiro gets jumped on, might not have the survivability to survive.
Kyrie now jumps in, nothing more.
Yeah, CW getting that Blade of Despair, that's a big power spike as right now. Kyrie will try to finally get the turtle away from Taz as Boots, again, just very, very proactive in just denying all the picks or denying all the engage, but on the other side, Dreams getting picked off by CW.
Kyrie now almost solo killed by Cyclops, taking a lot of damage, but Kyrie still gets the neutral objective and escapes. My goodness, Taz now will not be able to dish out the damage just yet. Hijume now looking for the cover, but no, Taz soaks a lot of damage there. Will be taken down again. And this is not good for the side of EVOS Legends. ONIC now slowly but surely building, establishing their lead here to almost 1,500.
Look at how fast Kyrie just goes for the opposing side's buff, denying that away from Taz. Looking at the items, he is going to be a bit ahead by 500 gold more or less on a Hayabusa, having a lot more damage, having a lot more kill pressure as well. And look at the tower, slowly but surely getting worked on by ONIC. And in the bottom side earlier, there was an almost 1v1 play between CW and Brands, so it's still very competitive.
The turn bot side here, will it be defended? It seems like still. And it's ONIC now with the, again, slow breather. They will not commit on towards a silly fight, an unnecessary fight. But it seems like now it's still the EVOS Legends side here. He's still late to the party. Sans bluffing there. And Hijume now will not go and recall peacefully.
Look at the gold difference here by UBS Gold. CW was almost 1k gold ahead, getting the gold buff as well here, building up a very solid advantage. And the jungle, same story, about a 500 gold advantage. So the gold difference for ONIC is minute, right? It's 1.7k as of right now, but it's always in the right hands.
Keyboy again, just zoning away with a concealed, very, very clean take turret there as Taz is on top side. Might be a chance for ONIC to set up for a turtle, but Kyrie wants to clear this lane first. But yeah, the gold difference is just really good. 2k gold lead, even though the only difference is there is 1 kill, but Taz might be getting taken down, but Kyrie will not be able to poke once more. Kyrie will opt for a turtle.
Well, even if EVOS Legends were trying and get something because they want to try and replicate the ONIC formula for success, but unfortunately, Taz was almost taken out even, and that will be ONIC picking up the second or third turtle actually, using their abilities to its proper potential, and now, just replicating the same pattern that it always had from game number 1.
Oh, top side now. This might be a gank. Dreams with the conceal now. Force Boots to use the flicker. 4-man rotating towards the top side. Did not get anything. And it seems like now Boots still able to clear. And no, nothing rotation. Nothing comes out of the 4-man rotation there. A good read by the captain of the Yellow Porcupine.
Denying the question at the same time, taking everything away from EVOS Legends as Kyrie almost gets the kill.
Well, Alter popped. Taz now trying to clear the mid side. ONIC, they will force the mid side, but it seems like it's still able to be cleared by the side of EVOS Legends. Still, ONIC here with the 3,000 gold lead, even higher boost. Kyrie now has that Blade of Despair. Not a good sign here as EVOS Legends, they are somehow desperate here to find a good fight. Perhaps this might be a Dreams. Will open and face check. Now Psychots taking a lot of damage. Is this the right call? Taz trying to clear them inside as well. Kyrie hasn't able to connect, but Taz gets caught in that mid side. CW being the executor there. And now it seems like slowly but surely ONIC already with the very, very convincing lead at 3,500 gold lead.
Wow, man. Dreams is just waiting there without, not doing anything. He's just waiting for the right moment, but the moment is not there. A very, very clean team fight for Foot and Crew, just knowing what to cover and what to get. And Arashi, at this point, man, same question arises. How will EVOS do this?
They have to try and get a fight without the main damage dealers on the side of ONIC. So far, if you look at the full DPS, EVOS Legends actually has a very healthy amount of damage compared to ONIC, right? They have more utility built into their kit, but it just require a bit more items, so they have to try and make sure the CW or Sans gets taken out, and then from there, try and equalize the gold lead and scale into that late game. Having Brands on the carry, this is one of the win conditions they have. They need to play around it, and in the early game, if they really can't do anything against ONIC, they can just go for a split push, right? They have a Masha, and Psychots is pretty well known, right? He brought out this Masha in IESF itself, so he can probably still pull off a split push strategy as long as Hijime doesn't get bursted down like that.
Yep, ONIC, they were forced to catch Taz there and say bye-bye to the jungler. He's all alone. What the heck was he doing? And now, take a look at the bot side. Psychots now trying to find compensation for that kill and the loss of Lord. He gets it. He finds the inner. But take a look at Boots. He's moving on towards Psychots. Oh my goodness, force the flicker as well, and there you go. Off camera, another kill happens. It's 3 members now down. Oh, I'm offended. Does not connect their EVOS Legends. They're still able to, again, just defend. ONIC now almost 6,000 gold lead though.
Looking at the items here, Blade Armor and Sky Garden Helmet for Psychots. So, like we mentioned, if he is gonna be split pushing, he can do a lot of damage. He can pull away so many people, but look at Kyrie though. The moves on this man are insane, and with the Malefic Roar, means the small amount, like the steel leg plates on Grants will not be enough. Unless he has a Wind of Nature, he can't really say that he is secure at all. With CW,
oh my God,
so ahead as well. He is poking down this turret slowly but surely from a very safe distance.
If you're an EVOS fan, you are definitely triggered there by the recalls. Now Psychos looking for the soak. By spot side will be defended, it seems like, for now. Lord taken care of. Keyboy though, needs to be careful here. EVOS and ONIC, they will not commit on towards a fight just yet. EVOS, they want to clear. Meanwhile, ONIC, they are waiting for the right opportunity to open the fight. Dreams, careful here. He is already in that bush, looking for the right engage. Looking for the concealed play. There you go. Concealed play occurs. Face checking does not quite connect.
Okay, Kyrie. Flashback to M4 there. Ogi Shadow Kill onto the same creeps basically when in M4 too.
Interesting, man. Like right there though, honestly, Psychots he's still doing the best he can. He was blocking the Renner shots towards the turret there, trying to abuse the health bar of the Masha. Later on, with the right items, he can still buy a lot of time and soak in a lot of damage, but it's all a very big if, right? The only matters if the backside can stay safe enough from ONIC. And with the Kyrie on the Hayabusa, that might be a tall order.
Oh, backside now. Call Ultra Force by the side of ONIC. Now Psychos looks for an opening again. CW now repositioning in the backside boots, soaking a lot of damage in the front side. Take a look at Taz and Psychos here, opening up on towards Kyrie. Kyrie will give the signal, the go-ahead to take down Psychos here, as now players are moving on towards Psychos. The flicker pull. Psychos say goodnight. CW picks up the Mega. ONIC again with the intelligent decision-making in-game.
Cover though from Sans, perfect cold ultra to prevent the death of CW, which is pretty much snowballing the heck out of all that is available for ONIC. And 13 minutes, ONIC will try to get lowered in a HK gold lead game. EVOS Legends just have no answer to anything ONIC brings.
With one member down right here, without any pressure on the other side of the map, it's going to be very difficult as Taz tries to go for his orange buff. Even that might be denied by the members of ONIC right here.
See, Kyrie secures the Lord comfortably. No business whatsoever here by both teams. ONIC does not look for a fight. Even EVOS Legends, of course, they look for the calm defense.
Interesting, yeah. Kiboy always used the immortality very early on. He doesn't really care about debuffing. As yes, he has the anti-hero speed, can debuff a lot more for his teammates, maybe getting dominance eyes for that branch, but instead he goes for the immortality knowing that it's a Kaja. He has to respect. Oh, never mind the respect then. It's
you know what? Why? You know why? Because Boy, his IG is already deactivated, right? At this point, nothing to lose. At this point, he has nothing to lose. So there you go. The
Boy demon time.
It's like, yeah, you know what? I don't care now. Recall in the bush, outside of the bush, and my God, I somehow doubted the Ruby pick, but it seems like in his hands, he's able just to pull it off.
But honestly, he just is very smart in knowing when the opponents are not going to focus him down. He just goes in aggressively, and even with limited items, even with rushing the Immortal, there's no chance for EVOS Legends to try and take him out.
Oh, in the top side, take a look at Kyrie here. Oh, he bought the Immortal. Oh, with the quad shadow off camera. That was a crazy play. Bronze, no HP, basically in the mid side taken now. Now, EVOS Legends, they're at full defense. Lord now trying to be taken care of, but that leaves space in the top side now. Connecting the taunt on towards Dreams now. ONIC slowly but surely looking for the control. EVOS Legends, their base is quite exposed now, but it's going to be another reset in the backside. Oh my goodness. Psychots looks for CW. Call Ultra Pump now. Psychots quite low. Oh, Kyrie needs to be careful. Oh my goodness. Low HP. EVOS and ONIC here, both trading punches, but no casualties in that exchange.
Karate, are you not entertained? This guy is just out of his mind. The fast fingers, the reaction time to get the immortality. What is this guy made out of?
That was the Hail Mary play for EVOS Legends, and it got completely denied by Kyrie and his mechanics. And with that sequence of events, with the base cracked open, it's an 11k gold lead for ONIC, and it does not seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. I was about to say that Keyboy is just so good at being a nuisance at the right time, where EVOS Legends can't afford to put any damage onto him. Now Taz is the next target, dodges away from the runner shot.
Good job.
Honestly, they still can't do anything. They're in the right spot, unless Dreams right here.
Yeah, that's a good spot, but Keyboy spots it out. Wow.
Yeah, exactly, gets shooed away by Keyboy.
Oh my goodness, that's a good read again, but in the purple buff there, who get it? Who gets it? Oh, Taz. It wasn't Taz, it was Psychots.
Wow.
Getting that purple buff. Perhaps it was a little bit too chaotic there, but that is a sign here. Perhaps ONIC, they will have the space to also get the Lord. Question is, Arashi, is it wise for EVOS Legends to contest?
At this point, they don't have the high ground available to try and clear on the wave, right? And with the wave pushing the top side, they've cleared it now, but ONIC is already on the Lord, and EVOS Legends have no idea. They're getting zoned away by Kibo and Sans. Dreams tries to make the play, but it did not succeed. It's a free Lord for ONIC.
Yeah, now Taz will look for the escape route. Kyrie, though, catches him. CW secures the kill. 4v5. Flicker, both teams here. EVOS running for the hill. Psychots might be caught, though. Stunned up here. Not enough damage to take him down just yet. Lord marches mid-side. Is this the last push of the series, ladies and gentlemen? ONIC looking for the clean sweep. EVOS Legends looks for a defense. Let's wait and see. 5v4. EVOS Legends, the White Tigers now looks for the clear. Top side done. mid side. Oh my god, the damage comes through. The key boy finds a 3-man stun. Hijume taken out as this is going to be the official first sweep of the playoffs MPL ID Season 11. The yellow porcupines will have the white tigers as dinner tonight.
Bring out the brooms to shoo away the white tigers as the porcupines once again showing that they are a different creature than any team in MPL ID. 3-0 Arashi and no answer from EVOS in any kind of team but whatsoever. It's just wow.
Welcome to the final upper bracket as well. Here, Shefin Arashi, ONIC, they're able to sweep ONIC 3-0. And we got a match. RRQ and EVOS will meet in the lower brackets. That's an El Clasico for you. And Alter Ego will meet ONIC in the final upper brackets.
Well, it looks like Arashi any kind of speech will not help EVOS whatsoever, man.
So here,
Yes.
right? First match of the playoffs, 3-2. Second match, 3-2. Third match today, earlier this morning, it was 3-1. Comes full circle, man. 3-0. So every scoreline here
It's like a
is already
countdown.
explored. Right?
Countdown to ONIC. Just showing everyone why they're just such a dominant force. Finding success there, even though EVOS, they're not, you know, a low-tier team by any means, but they seem that way against ONIC. Dominating, ONIC advances to the final upper bracket after a clean sweep against EVOS. First time in the playoffs, and ONIC once again. Who else would do it but ONIC, right? RRQ didn't seem that good, didn't even succeed even